Kearney. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you very much. Delighted to be here.
The final day in Malta. How's the trip been?
It's been a lot of fun. Not so much. Not great luck at the poker table. I'm in cash the main event. That was pretty much it as far as success on the trip.
Yep.
But the trip's been tremendous fun. It's my first time after the Battle of Malta.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful event.
Sure.
He might be the most frequent. Yeah.
And 9's here for Flavio.
I think this is going to be shove as well. Yeah. Yeah. He's just going to shove and hope here.
14.5 bigs? No.
Yeah. That's pretty standard, I think. I mean, again, you don't love it if you get called. Oh, is Jackson interesting spot here now? Given how active Flavio has been, we've seen him shove a few times already. Josef might think this is a good spot to call now.
He also might feel he's being pushed around a little bit, Josef.
Yeah, exactly. He's just folded the last hand. Sometimes that spills over into the next hand.
So just short of 6 million.
If it was a little shorter, it would definitely be a call. I think this is very borderline. Like, I think he's honestly thinking about the call here.
Oh yeah, this is genuine for sure. He's not showboating, but he does find the fold. I like the fold. Yeah, that's a very disciplined fold.
Good job.
Look what he would have run into.
Wowzers.
Colin is not going to fold.
All in, announced.
Yeah, Colin doesn't waste any time. Great spot for Colin now.
Colin's got the jacks.
It could have been tricky for him a little bit if there was no tank by Flavio and he automatically raised and isolated there. I think he would have just called, and in which case Colin has an easier time, but no decisions need to be thought about here. Instant jam. We know who Team 32 Red is rooting for. We know who the Italians are rooting for.
And that's a safe flop for Colin.
A 9 and only a 9.
Yeah, we have no backdoors. It's all about whether Flavio can find a 9 or not. That doesn't do the job.
Flavio's friends are rooting for a 9.
Will it come? No.
It isn't. Round of applause. Well done, Flavio.
Unfortunate for you, 9s is a snap jam in that spot. It's tough when you're under the gun because other players can wake up with hands like Colin did with the jacks. But very well done. Nice run in the main event.
And just as a side note, had Josef made what I think would have been an incorrect call there, he would have actually taken out 2 players with the ace.
Wow, yes.
So that's the thing about poker. You can make the right decision. You can make the wrong decision sometimes and be greatly rewarded for it.
But 24,620 euros, nothing to laugh about. 6th through 9th, it is the final MPN PT in the tour's history. Should be something special. I'm looking forward to it. Not too far away. 2020 sounds really far away, but it's really now only 2 months away.
Yep. You will be in Madrid. So we're on 8. As you saw on the graphics, the payouts.
And look at this. Columns picked up queens immediately.
Wow. The ladies.
And obviously he's opened. I'm not sure what Jack-6 is thinking about here. Leo gets out of the way quickly with 10 deuce, and Bruno just has 9-3 in the small blind. He's gone, and we have ace king.
This could be fireworks.
I think we will be having a race here.
We will.
Probably a shove.
Yeah. Yeah, 16 big blinds. I think he'll just shove.
And he does.
And he's going to be snap called.
Colin could take out 2 players in 2 hands.
That would be amazing. And get right up into the mix.
Queens from Callum, who's just taken out the first player on the final.
Not looking good so far for Sean, but he still has 6 outs. One of them is blocked in someone else's hand, so 5 outs.
Hold the crowd.
The 32 red players are shouting for Colin. This is a safe card for Colin. Sean needs some love on the river, still has some equity. Now we hear some Sean fans on the rail. Oh!
2 in 2.
Wow. Well, very well played, Sean. We did enjoy watching you earlier this festival. We didn't get to see too much of you today. You are out in 8th place for 27,100 euros, and the final 7 players are each now guaranteed a pay jump up to 33,880 euros. That's sometimes a top prize in other events of this buy-in.
So nobody was eliminated. So it's still 33,880 for 7th. And Sergei is now looking down at the hooks.
And he's got 26 big blinds.
I'll just open this.
This is just going to be an open, yep.
They've got openings like normal sizing or like 2.5.
They've been very few min raises so far.
Okay.
It's tended to be 2.2 to 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
So we do see the 2.2. Rooney has 8-4. He's going to let this one go. And also 8-4 in the big blind. Leo's been pretty card dead on the final table. Oh, look at this. Bruno's picked up ace king on the button.
Here we go. This could be a stack swap.
This could be a stack swap, yeah.
They're all in.
He's moved all in.
Yep.
Bruno has got a rush of cards. The jacks should definitely call now.
100%. No count. They have to call.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would actually pass eights, I think, pretty quickly.
Yeah, pass
Yes.
8s and 9s. Like jacks and 10s is the line. 10s is probably the line. I think jacks is just a call.
Yeah,
like,
10s I would think about for sure.
He's made the call, and he doesn't like
He
it.
doesn't like being
He's
in a
like,
flip.
show me your hand.
Okay, so it's one of the spots where neither player likes being in a flip here
No.
because the shortest stack can obviously be eliminated. The other guy can lose most of his stack or over half of his stack. So
It is
it's an unfortunate situation, but the hands play themselves.
the proverbial flip. Who wins? Queen.
The man was
five.
calling for an ace earlier, and it was not even needed.
There's a few friends on the rail shouting king, as you can
Okay,
hear.
so
Bruno needs to hit.
an ace or a king or running queens.
Running straight cards, maybe.
Running jack 10.
Yeah. No, the jack doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
gonna
true,
struggle.
yeah.
You're gonna struggle
Yeah,
with
yeah.
jack 10.
Yeah.
It has to be queen, in fact, yeah.
I think an ace or a king might work.
Yeah.
Or an ace or
We, we
That's
need
the easy way.
We need
But
an
queen,
ace
queen is the sick way,
or
though.
a king. Oh, we lost one. It's a jack.
Just a house.
We have lost Bruno Massimo in 7th place for 33,000.
You know, he's obviously unlucky there to lose a flip, but
Yeah.
you got to win your flips. That's pretty much, short stack poker, isn't it? Now look, the other guy's got 3 bigs anyway. That's a sick ladder, though, isn't it?
It does have equity against most hands,
Has
too.
equity, and he can actually win the big blind when he shoves, whereas next hand he'll have to post a big blind as ante and can only win that back. So his shoving range should be super wide here. A 9-7 suit certainly qualifies. Now
It is so hard to keep up with this chat. I don't know if you guys have been trying, but it is on fire.
We are. It is indeed.
yeah, Leo makes a fold there. I think ICM is the main consideration for
Ooh.
Leo. He doesn't want to, and Stephen's waking up at kings. Stephen will not be folding here.
Even against kings, he has 20%, though, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
it's the perfect hand, because when you run into a really big hand, you still have 20%, whereas queens only has 18%. So that's why these types of hands make good shoves.
And it looks like an isolation as we would expect. I wonder if he's still thinking of peeling or just trying to get reads on the players.
Yeah,
for
it's
the future
2.5
reference.
million. It's more than 10% of his stack, which is that's generally regarded as the cutoff point beyond at which he shouldn't be calling.
So Rune's equity went down a little bit only because there was a 7 in Sergei's hand.
Yeah, we saw the 7 there. He's going to need a lot of help now.
Yeah,
Basically,
runner.
runner, yeah.
And somehow a lot of those outs are already taken, it looks like, because he's down to just 2%.
Yeah. And now he's dead.
Yeah.
Showers for Rooney.
That is it. Stephen Zadaloff takes out Rooney in 6th place. Great effort. The 9,000 extra.
Straight to 74,540 euros. So there should be some ICM involved. Right now, nobody is super short. We know Leo has been on a heater. He's probably not overly concerned that he is the short stack because he still has 24 big blinds.
He's a good bit shorter than the others, but he's still not short. The other stacks are actually very packed, like big blind. So it's that's certainly that's the most outlandish move we've seen yet on the final table. It's basically a shove and hope, where you just hope the guy doesn't have a hand.
And if
People can sometimes misjudge this situation where somebody wakes up with a hand after having been particularly active
Yeah,
once or twice recently.
He's played the last 2 hands, and now he's going to play this hand as well. So, and he's in the small blind position where he doesn't need to have a hand.
Yes, and you start to draw a conclusion that this guy's he's stepped up a couple of gears, and now your play can vary, and this is a spot. Yeah,
Leo's a spot.
Yeah, this is
Leo has less than 20 bigs. He's pocket 4s, blind on blind. He's the shortest stack. This is an all-in for
he's
sure.
Going to shove,
Leo knows exactly what to do here.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's going to get called.
Yep,
Snap
and
call
now it's a fair fight.
Yep. Fair
To
fight.
the finish. Yeah.
The 4's only very slightly ahead, and yeah, Leo didn't need to think about that. Leo's a very experienced online player. He knows his range is blind on blind.
an ace in the window.
Oh, this is unfortunate. I'm very sorry to see Leo go. As I said, I played with him on day 1. It's the most impressed I've been with a live player that I was playing with live for the first time in a long
5
time.
here. Make a sweat. No.
No, he needs a
Yeah,
4.
a 4, or it's the door.
Or another 4. Ooh. Well, good game, Leo.
Yeah, fantastic.
On the future.
And just 4 players remain. They're each guaranteed 74,540 euros. And Colin, our 32 red qualifier. Imagine turning a few euros into already over 70,000.
That's
And
pretty sick.
could walk away with 306,000 if things go his way.
Yeah, let's see.
He's battled his way up. He had 2.6 million chips, 11th out of 11th to start the day.
Whoa.
And by the time the final table came around, we weren't watching while it was 11th and 10th. We were preparing for the stream. All of a sudden, he has 14 million in chips and was in 3rd place. And we did find out he eliminated the 10th place player. There's more information of that on the Battle of Malta blog, so go ahead and check that out. They're reporting on stream time, so don't worry about getting any spoilers. And also, there's information on the MPN blog as well, so to be sure to check that out.
Let's see, we got an interesting hand here brewing. Whoa.
Wow.
Top pair.
Did you know this was going to be the
Turn.
flop, John? It's got
I
far
did
more
not
interesting
know.
now.
But 2 interesting hands, big hands. And on this flop,
This is sick.
I feel sorry for Colin.
Yeah, this could be the end of Calm, although we could see still a queen, but one of them is out, so it would be like a 1-outer for Calm, but technically a
Yeah.
2-outer.
Runner. Flush. Runner straight doesn't work though.
Runner,
Because
runner.
It will give Steven full house.
Runner flush with the king of diamonds would be the end of the world.
Okay.
Or with
True.
the jack and king of diamonds, if we're real going to be cruel.
Yeah. Let's see.
So Colin probably thinking, he has to think he has the best of it. And Steven not wasting any time, because this can easily look like a move, but it is for value, it is for inducement.
Yeah.
He does not obviously want Colin to fold. He wants to build up that pot as best as possible.
And it's huge bet as well.
Yeah, and this spot, Colin, because Colin does have a lot of ace-queen, even ace-king hands that may continue here with the under-the-gun raise, although it is a cutoff, so it's not exactly an early position raise. Let's see what he does. He does call it.
Yeah.
Not
Pretty
that
standard.
surprised. But I think he's going to be cautious now after that.
Ace on the river, ace on the turn will be ill.
Tower wants to see carnage now too.
No, it would be ill. 3 of spades
would
would
be
be
ill.
good. Well, the 6 of spades is
That's a
pretty safe, but
It's a break, yeah.
Zedloff has the option. Trip 10s on the flop.
he's all in, I think he said. I saw it mouthed out. He is indeed all in for 22
Wow.
million.
If we get a
Wow.
call,
This is a bold move.
we are facing elimination.
This could save Colin some chips also, because he was likely to call many bets. I don't know if he's going to call here.
Let's see if he can lace it down. I don't think Steven would do this so often with King Queen. So
No, I think King Queen is.
He's
oh,
made
he
the call, and
It's
unfortunately, we're drawing to a queen.
gonna get the bad news.
yeah.
Just the Queen of Hearts can save him. 2% chance. That is still a chance. 1 in 50.
It's a possibility.
A 1-outer needed. And it isn't. It's as far away as you can get. He taps the table, does Colin Higgins from Dublin. He normally plays cash he caught a late flight with his mates who said, "Why aren't you in Malta?"
Payout of 102,050.
Look at that. Sergei's like that. We've just got a pay jump to a. What was it, Jason?
But these things can be a little bit better, and those things got to be a lot better. Sergey with the snowman from the button, just calling.
Whoa.
So we're seeing that by all players, so that's going to slow things down if we're not seeing players raise.
Like I like that he just calls here because of ICM. Just Joseph doesn't have that many chips, 11 million. So yeah, Sergey should never raise here. It's just Steven can put so much pressure on him here.
Is that all in?
It's all in by Joseph.
Wow.
Ace
And he
nine.
underupped his hand here.
Wow.
So he might
Ace
call it
nine.
off.
Sergey's got a chance to get a double up here if he makes the call with a snowman.
That is a big shove.
Have we seen quad eights this week?
We have not seen quad eights
Wow.
this week.
Quad eights
I
up.
have.
John has.
Yes, on my table, and I said, this is Triple H sponsored. Where's the...
Oh, we get a prize.
Oh, we have a call, folks.
Whoa, we have the call with the ace nine.
He reshoves.
No,
No, the
the
eights.
eight's called.
So the ace nine shoved, the eights have called. The all-in player is Joseph with his 12 million. He has been one of the chips leaders for weeks and weeks in this event. Every time you look at the chip stacks, he was up the top, but he is now all in with ace nine, and he needs to hit because Sergei has him covered with the snowmen.
Wow.
I really like Sergey's play here. Let's see.
7,
Snowmen are still ahead.
10, 5.
Yeah, just 5 outs.
Joseph needs some help.
We saw Steven falling one of the nines, so let's see.
He has some runner possibilities as well. Oh, there's one. The outs.
We have hit the ace. Now he needs to fade an 8. Rolls reversals, and we get a double up.
Whoa!
What's happened there? Oh, the crowd have gone nuts.
That's sick.
That is so sick.
It drops down to about 5%. Boom on the river for
Crazy.
Sergei. Wow.
And I kind of like that. But I do like that they kept the big blind ante throughout. It makes it so that we haven't seen a single button fold throughout this long heads-up battle.
I nearly spent this euro on exactly that. I nearly had a bet with Fraser when he said I'll take any odds.
So we're going to give exact amounts of the deal. It was 217,167 euros for each player, and the winner will get exactly 30,000 more, 247,167 euros. So
Awesome.
30,000 left to play for, and we could see stacks in, depending on what happens here with both players with ace queen, but it may not happen.
I re-raise. Yeah, I'm all in. I call. Chop it up.
You often see after a chop that does speed things up considerably. Players are happier to get it in. It seemed very cagey before the deal, which was understandable given how much they were paying for it. They're paying for a lot less, but still a significant chunk. Both these hands are obviously strong enough to get in pre-flop for 40 big blinds or so. So we are going to see the 3-bet.
One. Is that about 12 mil? Love how the guys have lowered it so we can see Sergey playing with his chips, and then you can see the size of the bets going in. Love that.
That's a fairly large 3-bet. That 3-bet tells me I'm willing to.
There's the all in.
There we go.
We're going to get
There's
a
a
quick
call.
and
First all in and a call heads up. We really, really, really don't want to see any dramas.
No, not here. We want to see this heads-up battle continue and go in a different fashion.
Yeah.
Sergey has a slightly better hand because he has the ace of clubs, so he can hit a club or a spade flush and win.
Ooh. Oh.
But no.
It will be a chop no matter what happens from here, but this is our biggest pot of 110 million in chips.
Well, that's them all.
It should be about 116 million in chips,
Yeah.
but
That's them all.
Steven actually had 55 million to start the hand, so 110 million makes sense.
Yep.
Where this is a few more than just a chip in a chair, but coming back against a man like Steven van Zedelhoff will be difficult.
Yeah, he's basically in shove or fold mode now. Both players are playing effectively 6 big blinds because that's Sergei's stack. 2.5 of those blinds are going in every 2 hands, so he will be all in the next few hands.
All it takes is a double up or 2, though, and then it's a whole new ball game.
Totally.
Back to where we were. But he's huge.
The bad news for him is he is now the big blind as well, so he's actually putting in a third of his stack this hand.
Which means he should be calling off a very wide range. Oh, my.
Look at this.
Big slick.
Yeah, this is...
I'm all in.
Yeah.
All in for
Put the pressure on.
and 5 million, please.
Yeah. Steven will be all in here.
Or just bet 10 million, which is
exactly
the
what
same.
he just said.
All in.
And a call.
Queen 9 is a
This could be it, folks.
Call,
First, all in and a call for the title.
This could be it. Steven, a 2-1 favorite in the hand.
Do we have a Battle of Malta champion? It's over to the dealer.
We hear Steven's rail, rooting him on. A diamond out of the window.
That's not any help.
So far, so good for Steven.
Yep, he needs to fade a queen and 9 running straight cards. And we have a champ.
Just fade those 6 outs. Oh, we have someone yelling for the queen of clubs. 6 of spades is
Gut
a
shot.
safe card, but it provides a gut shot, as Dara pointed out.
An 8, a 9, or a queen.
Up to 10 outs.
Will it be blank?
Oh,
my!
He's hit it and doubled!
We're right back where we were.
Yep.
1 card away from being crowned the champion. And the queen of diamonds hits the river.
Such a river. Sorry, Dutch fans watching. We know that there are more of you than there are of Sergei fans. Sergei, though, back into it.
Need to keep them under control. You know, they love Malta. They want to go out partying. No, the media work so hard. It's unbelievable.
They are.
Like, they put in phenomenal hours here.
They are here when everybody leaves, putting the chip counts up, counting the
Absolutely.
chip
Like
counts.
tonight, when this actually ends.
We have a call, and we have an all in a call straight over to the table because this could be it. But
Sergei is ahead.
Big favourite is the all-in play, and that's Sergei. And we could end up being back to 39 million against 70 million, because that is a great flop for Sergei with the ace. Oh, sorry, with the queens. He needs to fade an ace, basically.
Yep. Or running clubs or running straight cards.
That's one of them.
Is one of the running straight cards. So an 8 or an ace.
It's never easy.
No.
If we get an 8 or we get an ace, we have a champion. Other than that, we are back in the game. The river is a 9. It's the wrong card for Steven. And back in the game, up to just under 40 million, is Sergei Lassie.
Lisi?
Wow.
Lisi? I think.
Yeah. L-I-S-A-I-I-I-I.
Okay, we've had this massive query about just how many letter I's he gets in his name, and we're settled officially on 3.
3?
L-I-S-I-I.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Jason Glatzer taking a well-earned 30-minute break, being the anchor man all day long. He's got all the guests to come in on time. Thanks to Dara O'Keefe for being in most of the day. We had Fraser Mack as well and Bobby James for half an hour. Thanks to everybody for coming in. And we also had John Kite as well, who met for the first time. Even though apparently it's not pronounced kite.
Kite. Apparently.
Kite.
Nordic bat ambassador, I think he is.
And then Jason tried to speak it in Norwegian, and it was like nothing like kite.
Oh, there.
So Kite. But apparently he answers to it all. So we just called him
amenable.
John. We just called him John.
That's what you find with ambassadors.
Yes.
They're terribly. Zara's an ambassador.
Well, that's it again.
They're very amenable.
Well, that's it again. We've got Stephen with the worst of it. And this could be a massive double up yet again for the short stack. Are we going to crown a champion who gets lucky? Or does the Queen Jack hold and we get a double up and we're going to see if they do bed and breakfast?
Oh, the Queen 9 has picked up a gut shot.
He has.
And he has the backdoor flush draw as well.
Needs an 8,
so
a 9. Any heart on the turn will be
9.
interesting.
And that is the ultimate brick, the black deuce.
So an 8 or a 9 needed for a champion. It's an ace. So the Jack Queen plays. We're back to where we were. In fact, we're more back to level. We're exactly 60 million each. Look at this.
We're starting to see a pattern here where Stephen is winning all the small battles, but when they get it all in, Sergey is getting the double ups to get back to the situation where he was before.
So, Dara, we've been talking about this a bit in the media room. We've got a lot of qualifiers here who won their seats or packages on satellites. What do you think, having written the Bible, how many people do you think are here in Malta or were here in Malta this week?
This level.
Yeah.
As Tower predicted.
Stephen does look very frustrated, it has to be said. He's run terribly, heads up.
He has indeed.
Malta.
Yeah, he's so short here now that even 7-6 has to be a shove. And Sergey will call very quickly once he sees the king.
This could be it.
This could be it. He's going to have to call here because he's got a king. Yeah, he knows.
Whoa!
Oh, here we go.
And
this could be title time.
Domination, unfortunately, for Stephen. He needs to hit a 6.
We know what the fans are rooting for in the chat. They're rooting for a 6, but even if the 6 doesn't come, you have to give props out to Stephen. He was one card away from.
Oh, that's it!
Oh my God!
That is just about it.
Yes.
That is just about it for Sergey Lisi.
Runner needed by Stephen. Running straight cards.
Game over!
No.
Game over,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well played, Stephen. Congratulations, Sergey Lisi, for being the 2019 Battle of Malta main event champion. He is hugging his rail that had been there since the beginning of the day. And Dutch poker fans that tuned in, Stephen, we know who Team 32 Red is rooting for. We know who the Italians are rooting for.
That's the safe topic for.
No. Round of applause. Well done, Flavio, to Colin, who's just taken out the first player on the final. Oh, 2 in 2. Wow. The proverbial flip. Who wins?
The man was calling for an ace earlier, and it was not even needed.
Yeah. Okay, we lost one. It's a jack.
Just a house.
We have lost Bruno Massimo.
So Bruno's activated because it was a 7 in circles.
Great effort. 9,000 extra.
Experience, fun, and fair. He knows his
He taps the table, does Colin Higgins from...
Wow. I really like these as well.
Oh, there's
There
one.
it is.
Whoa!
What's happened there? Oh, the crowd have gone nuts.
Even if the 6 doesn't come, you have to give props out to Stephen. He was one card away from.
Oh, that's it.
Oh my God!
That is just about it.
Yes.
That is just about it.
Runner needed by Stephen. Running straight cards.
Game over!
No.
Game over,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well played, Stephen. Congratulations, Sergey Lisi, for being the 2019 Battle of Malta main event champion. He is hugging his rail.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How you guys doing today? Welcome to our show. I hope you guys were enjoying those highlights from the 2019 Battle of Malta. Battle of Malta, of course, a prestigious European poker event. This year, can't do it live. The coronavirus, it's online, and we got an amazing show for you today. My name is Kevin Martin. I'm going to be calling the action with you today, and I am joined with one of my favorites, my buddy, Randy. How are you doing, Nanonoko?
I'm doing good. It's a little hot in here, as you can see, right? It's a lot of fire around me, but Kevin Martin, it's great to, always a pleasure to work with you, man. I've known you for a while now. It was just kind of funny. It just seemed to cross paths again over and over again. But yeah, of course, today, Battle of Malta. You know, I've been doing some commentary with Rotterdam on the 10K Super Millions before. It's a little bit different today. But, you know, as you were saying, you know, we are taking the Battle of Malta to the virtual felt. And GG, I believe they just announced a World Series of Poker main event hybrid. Is that right, Kevin Martin?
Yeah, that's kind of unexpected, but kind of exciting. WSOP main event number 2 is going to go on later this winter. It's just an exciting time for the poker world. You got the heads-up match with Daniel Negreanu and Doug Polk. You got Battle of Malta. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like there's a lot of exciting stuff happening. I'm really excited to be a poker player and poker commentator right now. And again, today's show is not going to disappoint. The Battle of Malta has been going on for a little bit on GG, and today is a big final table. This is event number 7, $215 buy-in. But before we get too far into the details, we want to recap some events that have already gone on, because Battle of Malta has been going on for a little bit. Let's take a look at some previous information here. Here we go. These are the people who are having a pretty good November. Here are some Battle of Malta winners. You can see event number 6. Bert is feeling very good about himself. He won the event number 6, the High Roller Championship, for $437,000. See, earlier, battle number 3, Israeli player Ori Hassan took down event number 3 for $109,000. There's some other good scores in there as well. So yeah, the Battle of Malta has not disappointed, and these are the players who have reaped the benefits so far. And we're going to add a new winner to that list today. Event number 7, the Siege of Malta, $2 million guaranteed. $215 buy-in. My goodness, this event got a lot of people that were going to cast today. 10,000 runners played event number 7. And who is going to be the champion? We're going to get into the action right away. Man, my goodness, give our graphics team a pay raise. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. There we go. Starting chips, 20,000. You can see 10,662 people started. Bunch of satellites qualified, of course. And we amassed a prize pool of $2.1 million. My goodness, it's always nice to make a final table, but especially in special events like this, when you get 10,000 runners, these opportunities to make the final 9 are very, very rare. So that's what we're playing for here today. We're going to go down to the final table here and introduce our players in just a second. And here we are. Oh, very Battle of Malta-esque. I like this. Here are your final 9 players playing to a championship today. We're going to start off with our Brazilian player, Mark Herm. He's an experienced player. You can see his total GGPoker winnings there, 1.1 million. And Randy, you've been doing a lot of shows here on the GG YouTube channel. You're saying Mark is not a new face.
Well, Mark Herm did get second place in one of our 10K Super Millions that we hosted on the GGPoker channel. He's freaking aggressive, man. Like, this guy was 3-bet, 4-bet. He did actually lose, I believe, to Giraffe Gang or Bert Stevens in that 10K Super Millions, who you saw in the results, who captured one of these Battle of Malta victories, right? This guy was just relentless. He kept forward. They were battling. They were playing heads up with 9 other guys at the table. You know what I mean? It's one of those guys. And dude, he's got one of the big stacks coming into his final table. He's going to do some damage if he puts some pressure on, and he has a very good chance of taking the top spot today.
Mark's going to be fun to watch. There's a stereotype in the poker world that Brazilian players specifically are very aggressive, and I expect that Mark adds to that stereotype. Good player, big stack. He's going to be fun to watch. Yes, we got 9 people at this final table. First place prize, I think, is going to be about just over $200,000 for the Battle of Malta winner here today. We're getting a nice long look at this Mark Herm graphic. What else can we know about him? You can see he got second place in the 10K, 2 million guaranteed. Look, he's got lots of winnings, but typical aggressive style. Look at that in the money percentage. The cash percentage, only 11%. So it doesn't seem like he's cashing a particularly high amount of the tournaments. But when he does, he takes advantage. And let's just take a look at this man. He's got the sloppy hair. He's got the floppy hair. Okay, we're going to say goodbye to Mark for now. Actually, this is a hand that happened that allowed Mark to amass these chips. Little blind on blind spot. You see a limp in the small blind. Mark raises, and oh no, bad news for Mark. Gets out flopped here. Trip 8s for the small blind player.
It's hard for 2 9s to win on this flop, you know what I mean? Looks like he does do a small bet, and
but I have a feeling like some sort of magic is going to happen for Mark. You know, we're not going to pull up this clip randomly. Check, raise, call, 10 on the turn. So Mark gets some life here with the open-ended straight draw.
Check. Yeah, you see check, man. He checks the turn, man. He gets sucked out in the river. Sometimes you check raise that 8. You got to keep betting, otherwise you're going to get messed up like this on the river card.
Yeah, free card, potentially a mistake there. Mark finds the queen on the river, finds the straight. He's going to go for some river value here. 4 million. Snap called. That's a big pot for Mark. Nice hand, and that is why he's one of our bigger stacks at the final table. Okay, this is our tournament short stack right now. Nice to make the final table with 6 big blinds. Finnish player, Avato Mobeb. Butchered that, excuse me. He's wearing his nice suit of armor, ready for the final table. Anything sticks out to you about this player, Nanonoko?
I guess they spell automobile different, right, in Finland. That's what I'm just like, man, how do you spell it? These are used, or did they mistype? Who knows?
That's probably the Finnish spelling of automobile, dude. That's why you're on the show. Big IQ plays from Randy. You can see not a ton of experience on the GG network, just 21K in cashes. Largest winnings is 6K. They are going to be adding to that today. Coming into the final table, when you're the short stack, there's kind of a freedom associated with it, right? You make the final table. Yeah, it's like you can only go up, right? You got 6 big blinds, and you can probably shove a good hand right away. From Finland, this will be somebody to watch. Can they spin it up?
Yeah, let's take a look at the hand here. He's got 6 big blinds now, but you know, at this point he actually had a lot of big blinds. It looks like he's got some action to queen 8 suited. Nice flop, huh?
Oh, flops the flush in position. Goes with the small size on the monotone board. Assume 6s are not going anywhere. So yeah, they got a hammer lock on this hand. What happened to their stack, by the way? They had a lot of chips here. Now they only have 6 bigs. Let's get that hand up.
You know, they were showing you how he won all these chips, right? And then he just loses it all. Aces, the kings, or some crap, and some king just rolls off. But yeah, at some point deep in the tournament, he did have 12 million in chips, so I must have lost a lot of them. But
good luck.
Chinese guy coming. There we go.
Yes, here we go. Din Hang Yu. Ooh, some experience indeed. Just an average buy-in of $58, so a bit of a more medium stakes player. But they do pretty well. They're a grinder, 119K in winnings and a large in the money percentage. Ding Hang Yu, their largest win ever, Randy, 5.6K. That is going to be smashed here today at this Battle of Malta final table. Ding Hang Yu, I believe they got 37 big blinds, coming in with a lot of chips. And again, we're getting, everyone's bringing their armor to the final table today.
This guy's only got $58 average buy. You know what that means? Usually, some guy who comes into a big final table like this, right? They come in average buying $50, don't have that much winnings or whatever. They're gonna try to ladder up, but this guy actually comes in with like possibly the chip lead or very top 2. And these, I tell you, Chinese players, man, they're aggressive, man. They just kind of go for it. They're, you know, like maybe he's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna make this final table too often. Let's just go crazy. Who knows? But he loves bounty tournaments. I know you love bounty tournaments. He's ready to scalp some people today.
For sure. Let's take a look at a hand here. How did Ding Hang Yu find these chips? Here he is with the ace jack. Oh, all in from the short stack. Ding Hang Yu with just more than 10 big blinds. He goes for the re-ISO with ace jack here. And pocket 10s in the big blind. It's a pretty good spot if you can hit an ace or a jack here.
Oh, I don't know. Well, he's got to hit it, right? Or he's out of the tournament. What trick card is he going to hit, though, Kevin?
I'm expecting a 5 ace or jack on this river, or else I'm very confused. There it is. There's the 5. So he made the wheel, and that is a big pot. That is how he got these chips. Good luck at the final table, Ding Hang Yu. Again, $215 buy-in. Over 10,000 people started. Oh, sushi lover. I love sushi. Do you like sushi,
I was going
Randy?
to say, I feel like I'm going to be a little bit biased towards this guy because I love sushi myself. And, of course, we got a lot of guys. We don't know who they are. They got a bunch of screen names. These are guys that don't normally play so big. But sushi lover, he's winning my heart a little bit just from the screen name alone.
Yeah, I can kind of see his face behind that metal mask there as well. He's ready to go from
Yeah,
hungry.
this is his normal outfit, Kevin. Yeah, we got a real picture of him here.
This is actually a real photo. This is him ready to go today. 400K in winnings, nice cash percentage. So again, another more medium, slightly higher stakes grinder here at the final table. Big result. And again, let's check out a hand here. How did Sushi Lover make the final table? They're medium stack with 18 big blinds. Oh, they go for the raise here in the small blind with 7-4 suited. And wow, how do they find a way to win this hand? I'm very curious. King, queen in the big blind.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. You know, just betting with the 7 high, of course. He gets called by the king high. King high's a good call so far, but come on, they don't have anything, both of them.
They just have stone nothing with the 7-4. I guess they continue here. Sushi Lover, not scared, goes for a turn bet. And wow, gets it through. Okay, maybe that could be a telltale sign. Maybe Sushi Lover is going to bring some aggression to this final table. Getting it done there with the 7 high, no draw. They're coming in with 18 big blinds. And I like the 4-leaf clover here. We got a Canuck, a fellow Canadian here at the final table. I am a Canadian, so there might be a little bit of bias in my heart for this lad. CBK Me coming to the final table. And look at this. Absolutely new GG account, only 16K in cashes. Average buy-in, though, on the bigger side with 200K. He's bringing in a big stack, 40 big blinds, very close to the chip lead. Good luck to CBKME. How did this Canadian find the chip lead at this final table? Let's check it out.
I'm also wondering, where did he find his armor?
All in.
Oh, all in with ace-9 of clubs. And look at our friend in the small blind sitting there with the pocket jacks.
All in.
Gets it in. Ahead, of course, but nothing crazy. 66%, 2-1 favorite.
All right. So the question is, does he hit the jack at some point, or is he just gonna hold?
Oh, he's got to fade the
God.
clubs. Got to fade the clubs in the ace. And he does. Pocket jacks are good. That is a reason he's at the final table here today. CBMK. Okay, we got another Chinese player here with 20 big blinds. F7588. What do you see in this player, Randy?
I mean, I'm just trying to think. That guy, he looks. I'm not too sure how Asian he looks in this avatar here. I don't know, but I just love my Chinese players. Of course, I'm a little biased towards them, but you know, these guys, they like to play. They love the game of poker. They'll just keep playing these whatever buy-ins they are. There's high rollers, medium rollers, low rollers, grinders, non-grinder. There's just a full mix of players. You know, but he did win the big 50 for that was only $50 to play for 223,000. That's a lot of his winnings. So He's like, you know what? I'm good at big fields, and maybe it's a good experience.
He took down the monster stack as well and got third in another side event. So he had a very successful WSOP. A lot of cashes, small cash in the money percentage. You see only 8.7%. Again, sometimes these aggressive players play very well and they just go for the big stacks. They don't cash as often, but when they do, they make it count. And it looks like F7588 is one of those players. So good luck to them today. Let's check out a previous hand. How did they make the final table here?
Raise.
Oh, blind versus blind. Shove, call. Not too much tough decision making in this hand.
Just fold to 700,000, Dirty. Just save yourself. You're done.
Yeah, you're. Queen 3, of course. Oh my goodness. I guess we got to fade the world here with clubs once again. Ace, king, holding.
These have been some. How come these guys keep finding some flush draws out there, but they just can't hit right now? But a nice hold there for the Chinese player there.
F7588 coming in with some chips. All right, last couple competitors here at the final table. We got 3 left. Ooh, we got a player from Taiwan, I believe. Yes, WN Couple. Okay, you can see some good results he's had there. But again, average buy-in of $92, 83K, pretty high cash percentage. This man is ready to battle. We have a player from Taiwan, WN Couple. Let's see his key hand to get him to the final table.
Yeah. So, I mean, this guy, what you say, he cashes 6% more than the last guy, so maybe a different style. Yeah, of course he's got pocket aces, right? The guy who ITMs more, you know, it makes sense.
Check.
Look at this. 5s defend, flop a gut shot. I think we're going to see a bet and a shove. Bet. Noticed WN Couple has that nice purple text, some sort of influencer, streamer, YouTuber. He's got to fade the gut shot and the 5 out. And he does. Pocket aces. Key hand for WN Couple to make the final table. Good luck to them. Player from Taiwan. And we got 2 players left to introduce before we get the cards in the air. This event is going on right now. We, of course, are on a 30-minute delay to protect the integrity of the game. And we are playing for a lot of money. First place going to be about, what, $230,000? Oh, we got WN Couple round 2. Let's talk about it again. It was so fun. We got a player from Taiwan. Hey, let's check out the pocket aces hand once more.
Let's check out that pocket aces hand once more. But all right. We just wanted to make sure you knew what he looked like.
Yeah, Douglas, a Brazilian player with 19 big blinds. Here's Douglas. Hey, we got a real photo. Douglas wearing the glasses, looks super sharp. Ooh, he is a regular, to say the least. 853 in cashes, high cash percentage, largest winnings. What did he win? $250,000. And the high roller millions, he won the whole thing. You can see the good results there. 19 big blinds. He's coming in as a medium stack. How did Douglas get these chips?
I'm wondering, like, where's his armor, right? So he just couldn't afford it, even though he won 256K in one tournament. Like, what's going on for Douglas? But I'll tell you this, Kevin. There's 2 guys, right, at this final table so far from Brazil, and Mark Herm and Douglas Ferreira, and they're the guys with the real photos. They're the guy with all the winnings, man. So this is going to be an interesting final table coming up because we got a bunch of guys who play $90 tournaments who got, what, 20K in earnings or whatever, and, you know, they luck box some side event, or maybe they skilled box it. Who knows what it was, but it's a bit of it's going to be a very different dynamic of skilled here today, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how it turns out.
Good point, Randy, there. Douglas, let's see what hand he had to make his magical run happen in event number 7 here.
Raise.
All right, Queen 3 suited. The light raise on the button. Douglas with short stack defends the 10-3. That's a pretty magical 2-pair on the flop.
Yeah, must be nice, huh? Flopping the 2-pair. Man, those Brazilians, they just really want to get in there with these cards. I like the slow play there, right? Like, what's the point of raising because you're so short anyways?
Yeah, very nice check call on the flop.
Bet.
And boom, gets it in really good here. It's just got to fade the queen. Okay, by the way, we've seen a couple of Queen 3 of clubs here give away some chips. Don't play the Queen 3 of clubs. Just kidding. Nice hold from the 10-3, and that is how Douglas doubled up there deep in the tournament.
I don't know about just kidding, man. I like to be results oriented a little bit. And Queen 3 suited, to be honest, it's not really that good of a hand. And You know, this guy got punished. The last guy got punished. I mean, I hope the next hand history is Queen 3 suited too, because like, it's clubs, right? It's always clubs.
Yeah,
it's a dead hand.
clubs are the worst suit, the worst of the four. All right, there's Douglas, our last player of the final table. Rounding out this collection of players, we got Tal Toff. Here he is with his armor from Israel. GGPoker winnings of 75K, average buy-in of 155. You can see his best result there, winning the $50 daily main event. That's a great tournament. I play that tournament all the time. 8K for that win. And here we go with Tal Toff, our last player at the final table. Let's check out their highlight.
Call.
Oh,
man. How's he
aces.
gonna win this one? Look at this road to BM. This Brazilian player limping to 2 aces with 9 big blinds, man. This guy's sneaky.
That is as sneaky as it gets, and I'm
Raise.
sure Tal Toff puts it in here. Aces thinking they got it locked up, but guess what? You got to run out the 5 cards, 4-1 favorite, and boom, 5 of diamonds on the flop. You can see the tear roll down the face of the Brazilian player.
That's when you do the emoji, right? Like, oh, I'm so sick or whatnot on the GG.
Oh,
Like,
there it is. There's
people
the so sick. Yep. Tournament poker is a sick game, and sometimes you got to suck out. And that is how Tal Toff made the final table. There you go, guys. That's our lineup today. 9 players ready to go. We got a couple short stacks. We got some medium stacks. We got some big stacks. I think we have some different skill to look at today. I'm really excited. A big final table. I always get a little bit giddy with these big fields. You know, 10,000 people entered. We are down to 9. It's very tough to make this spot. And let's see how the players play today.
Yeah, I mean, we got 10,000 entries. If you make the final 9, obviously impressive. Tournament will be resuming in about 9 minutes. Let's take a look at the positions. Like right now, I'm telling you, I feel like Mark Herm and this Douglas guy, they have a very good shot at doing a really deep run today. You know, they're going to be aggressive, I think. I think they think some of these guys, they normally play, what, $100 tournaments. But, you know, Mark Herm, he plays $10,000 tournaments. He's going to think they're probably going to fold a bit more. He could be wrong, but this is an opportunity for him to try to push his luck, try to get himself to that top 276K, because for someone with a lot of chips, there's kind of no point in trying to ladder up yourself because everyone else is trying to do it. You need to kind of look for spots to make that money. That's how they're going to crush today.
Yeah, and you can see the short stack on the left, automobile. Can we get confirmation? Do we have a Finnish expert on the staff? Is that how you say automobile in Finnish? They got the short stack. You got the Chinese player Ding Hang Yu with 37 million. You got Sushi Lover, who's kind of in between the 2 stacks there. You got the Canadian player CBKME with 41 million. My bad. I think I powered through those introductions a little too quickly. I was too eager to get to the action. We are still got 7.5 minutes to go here. Of course, this final table is going on right now. We got the 30-minute delay, 2 million guaranteed. First place, we got the payouts here as well. First place, Randy, how does this sound if I said first place is $276,000?
That is huge because it's almost like 140 buy-ins in this tournament. That's a lot, right? You know, the Battle of Malta, it's not like it's running every single day right now, but you know, it's not running year round or anything. So, you know, it's obviously a great opportunity. You know, this is a huge field for 10,000 tournaments are just 10,000 people tournaments are just unheard of, you know, online. So it's amazing here. You know, I want to point out, you know, there's a guy, WN Couple, right? He's from Taiwan. I believe it looks like he's got the purple name. That means he does a little streaming. Is that right, Kevin?
Yeah, it's when you got the purple name on GG, you're either an influencer, you're an Instagrammer, you're a streamer or a YouTuber. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I wish I could click on their name and pull them up. That'd be pretty wild if they're live streaming this event. That would be pretty cool. But they are some sort of representative figure indeed.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a look. Let me see if I can find something on this guy for you.
Try to load up their Twitch stream, see if you can do that. Also got a note. So the Battle of Malta is an event that happens in Europe. It is a beloved poker series. I'm Canadian. I didn't know too much about it. And then this year, of course, when the coronavirus hit, live poker is one of the last things people care about right now. People were like pretty devastated because people love love the Battle of Malta. So credit to GG for getting the series on the website. It's been really, really, really successful. And there's more. There's the mini main next week. There's the main event next Sunday. There's still lots of events coming up. Randy, are you know, I know you got the father thing going on. You know, you're settled down a little bit. Are you still firing tournaments? Have you played the Battle of Malta?
I personally have not played the Battle of Malta. You know what? Sometimes you got to save that money to buy some nappies, or you can't buy any nappies if you just gamble, you know. But I'm not personally, but I know you've been firing, right? You've been streaming. My co-host Rotterdam, he always talks about you, and Kevin, he's always saying like, look, we got the GG streamer team. Kevin Martin keeps making a deep run in this battle of the idiots or pros or whatever you guys play on Saturday every week.
Beat the pros on Saturday, dude.
Beat the pros. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you, but my co-host before, you know, he's not the greatest poker player. He keeps telling me, and he never gets deep. But I want to tell you, so WN couple, based on looking at, he is a streamer. He does have a streamer channel on Twitch, WN Poker Couple. So pretty much his screen name. I don't know if he's streaming right now. I'm sure someone's gonna look it up, but I hope he is. But you know, we don't need to watch his stream to get the whole cards, right? We can just watch this stream for the whole cards.
Yeah, WN is a streamer, but they are not streaming this final table. I guess the spot's pretty big. I mean, you can't really blame them with 300K up top. So WN couple with 19K. Okay, let's break down the stacks here from like a big blind perspective. So right out of the gate, you got 3 big stacks. You got the Canadian at the top with 40 million. You got Ding Heng Yu with 37 million. You got Mark. Oh, look at Mark. Look at that VPIP percentage. You can see at the bottom left that number by the player's name. That is called VPIP, VPIP, voluntarily put in pot. That number represents what percentage of hands the player is playing. So Mark obviously is playing a lot of hands, 56%. That's quite a bit. So look for those 3 to kind of dominate the action. And then we got what we call the middling stacks. And there's 4 or 5 of those. You got Sushi Lover, 18 million, F7588, 20 million, WN couple, Douglas and Taltov. And then you got the super short stack. So the thing at final tables, I think what we're going to see is the middle stacks are really going to protect. They're going to play what we call defensive poker. Potentially a lot of 3-betting pre to take some pots down, maybe avoiding some post-flop spots versus the big stacks. But those medium stacks do not want to bust with the short stack present. So I think they're going to be a little cautious, and our action is definitely going to come from the 3 big stacks.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I'll tell you this, though. Because we're playing a $200 tournament, and some of these guys might be just shot taking this tournament, generally, yes, they should be trying to protect the tournament and you know, be a little bit safe, especially when automobile is just so short, right? He's got like 6 or 7 big blinds. But having said that, some of these guys, we don't know if they're professional poker players. So they might be like, look, I've got ace queen, let's just go for it, even though maybe he shouldn't be going for it. So we're going to have a little bit of randomness potentially at this final table. But I want to say what you pointed out about Mark Herm's 56% VPIP is insane, because 56 VPIP is very high at a 9-handed table. This is the guy I said is a professional poker player. He's played our 10K Super Millions that we host live cards streams on this GG channel, and he's very aggressive. This is probably what he probably did was on the money, on the final table above board close to it. He pretty much raised every single hand, probably why he's got these 33 million chips right now. But like you said, the middle stack should be playing calm, especially when automobile is so short. You know, if the shortest stack had 20 big blinds, it's kind of like, well, you know, no one's going to bust anytime soon. Maybe you play little cards, right? But right now it's like, fold everything, let this guy bust, let the big stacks drive the action. If you're a guy, the guys in the middle, because, you know, you're going to get a huge pay jump from 9th to 8th place is what, $6,000. That's like 30 buy-ins into this tournament. That's nothing to snooze at. Of course, you want to play for the top, but you got to ladder your way to the top.
I hear you. It's that tough balance of being the medium stack at the final table. You don't want to be like a complete pushover, but at the same time, you got to protect your tournament life. It's really tough. Actually, in my recent coaching session, I've actually been learning a lot about ICM. And what my coach was saying is that sometimes people play too tight from 9th to 6th. And I know like this is a big final table, you can see those jumps, but what my mind was saying was that like the money is still in the top 4, and that sometimes weaker players in scared moments play a little too tight. But again, it's a tough balance. It really, you don't want to bust, but you don't want to blind out. It's why final tables are so interesting to me, because in a way, it's almost a different form of poker. Your goal has changed. At the start of the tournament, you're thinking chip accumulation. You want to build a stack. That's it. But at the end, you're thinking dollar amounts. It's a very, very fascinating part of the game, and a reason that tournaments have me keep coming back every time.
Yeah, well, in the end, you know what? It's these guys. They play however they wanted to play to get to this final table. You know, if they want to play your 7 deuce off, their queen 3 suited, whatever they want to do today, they're welcome to do it because they paid the money to play. They're here at the final table today. As we both probably recommend, you got to wait out automobile, but you know what? I want to see some fireworks. I want to see some crazy hands. I want to see some crazy bluffs, because how often do you get to this featured final table with whole cards up? Put on a show for us viewers here today. We're underway for soon. 15 seconds, Kevin.
Here we go. I'm really excited to see Mark specifically. He sounds like a saucy individual. 10 seconds to go, you guys. The Battle of Malta, event number 7, final table. And here we go. Blinds, starting blinds. 400 for the small blind, 800,000 for the big blind. Before we're off and going, we got to do the classic, the GG table switcheroo. Randy, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I've never personally experienced it, but it's always really fun to watch. Usually what I see is the first place guy, chip leader, always takes position on the second place guy. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, Kevin. What is the strategy here right now?
Yeah, very often. I've been thinking about this a lot, and there's definitely an edge that comes with this game. So for those of you who are saying, what's going on? Why are we playing poker? Well, this is something that GGPoker does that is a little unique. When you make a final table, you get to choose your seat. But what happens is the short stack goes first. So whoever's the shortest gets the first pick, and then whoever is the chip lead goes last. And it's another reason why you want to enter the final table with the chip lead. Is obviously you have the chip lead, you have the best chance to win, but you get to pick your decision. You get pole position. You're the last say, and it often puts stack number 2 and stack number 3 in tough position. And we'll see what happens here. But again, the most common thing that we see, as Randy has pointed out, is the chip leader usually sits there behind down to the left of number 2. But it depends on a few other factors as well. Let's see what goes down here.
I'll tell you this, if I had a choice, I would always choose position on Mark Herm because of what I said. He's just so aggressive and he's going to put the pressure. You don't want this guy behind you, 3-betting you with like the king 4 offsuit, the queen 3 suited, or who knows what it is. So that's what I would do if I was a chip leader. But you know, these guys got experience. It looks like Mark Herm's like, look, I'm just going to put myself behind you right away. Let's see if you just move.
Yeah, so Ding Hang Yu, I bet you, I mean, CPKM is going to switch with the Finnish player for sure. He's going to have position on the two big stacks. There he goes.
There you go.
So yeah, that wasn't a tough decision. Interesting call by Ding Hang Yu to move to the left of Mark Herm, giving the opportunity for CBKM to go to the left of them. Again, it's an interesting strategy that I haven't put some time into. I wonder, some poker nerds probably have it solved. They probably have the optimal seat to go to, in every situation. But here we are, you guys. We have made it. Cards are in the air. Welcome to the GG YouTube channel. And blinds go up first hand as well. One thing I really like about the final tables at GG is there's no more clock. Put the clock away. You can see in the top left, the levels are now determined by how many hands we play. I really, really, really like this feature. I think a lot of other sites might adapt this as well. So we got 25 hands of 500,000, 1 million. And here we go. Easy slam in the small blind with ace-6. And this is a tough spot because King Queen's a pretty good hand, Randy. King Queen's a pretty good hand. But do you want to call for your tournament life?
I'll tell you this, King Queen here would be a plus EV chip EV call, but in an ICM situation, this would definitely be a fold. It's just obviously you're not ahead of ace highs. You're doing very well against the range, but like we said, automobile is so short, 6 big blinds, and he's coming into the big blind soon. Do you really want to gamble up the King Queen? He made the correct fold, but he wasn't that far behind. But that's the thing. You got the chips, you put the pressure on because people are going to fold spots where, they're not doing so bad against you.
We see an open from Ding Hang Yu in the cutoff. Oh, 9-6 was thinking about something. This is a very interesting spot in the big blind. And again, in my recent review, you got to take these suited aces, and the defend is not very fun because you're playing out of position. He does choose the defend. I would have loved to see the all-in play there. It's scary because you're risking your tournament life, but you have that ace blocker. You have a wide stack opening a wide position. I would have loved to see the pre-flop shove there, but they just go for the defend. And now I think they're going to lose the pot because I think we're going to see a check fold here. We got the, ace high. We got the backdoor clubs. But yeah, as a middling stack, the thing I've learned about ICM is very often you want to avoid post-flop and you want to take that pre-flop fold equity with the ace blocker when you can.
Of course, on the flip side, you could potentially bust first, but that's
exactly.
You got to take some risk, right? It is poker. I don't fault him though for playing the way he did because of how short Automobile is. If Automobile had say 10, 12 big blinds, I do probably like to reach up a little bit more just because we can't wait for him forever. But right now, it's just Ding Hang Yu just raising some hands right now because it's free chips right now. It's open season.
When you got the big stack with this ICM pressure, the ball's in your court. It's one of the most fun spots in poker is when you have the chip lead at the final table. Again, a lot of these stacks here, really middling stacks. Okay, we see folds from the big stacks. Those three big stacks are at the top, so it's kind of easy to follow for us. Those are the guys with the power position. Blind on blind here.
What do you do with 8-6 offsuit with 4.5 big blinds thinking, man, I'm always going to get called?
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I might just pass. I'm not exactly sure. I might just fold. You think you got a lack of fold equity?
Look at that, just the needle, right? Show you the 4 deuce.
Sushi Lover shows the 4 high, which is pretty hilarious. Yeah, there's not much you can do. Just fold, keep your 4 blinds, hopefully get a ladder or 2. Let's see how wide CBKME is going to go here. They're having to think about the King 5, but they do end up folding.
Well, so we're going to have a tough spot coming up, right, with Sushi Lover and Douglas, because Ace 8 is much different than having King Queen offsuit like the other guy.
Yeah, I think with Ace Queen, I think we're going to see an all-in push here. I don't think we want to get cute. Our hand is good, but it's not like strong enough to trap as a middle stack. So yeah, no limping, no small raising. I think all-in shove is definitely a correct play. And now you're sitting there with Ace 8. You're like, my goodness, this is such a good hand. Again, you just got to fold. You just got to fold. You can't call off 19 blinds here with Ace 8.
Now, do you think, what do you think is like the weakest ace you can call it in? Like an ace jack? Is that something we think about, or is that still going in the muck?
Ace, I don't know. That's really close. I think Ace Queen, Ace King, we're getting it in there. Ace Jack is on the line, and Ace 10 we're probably folding is my breakdown of the situation.
Well, he does fold.
He does fold the Ace 8. Nice hand for Sushi Lover. Automobile there on the bottom with 3.7 big blinds is praying for some sort of ladder or some sort of hand.
Well, look, Taiwanese streamer, pocket aces in the big blind, the best spot to get pocket aces because you know someone wants to shove. But look, everyone's being a little tight right now, but he might get a little bit of chips.
I think Sushi Lover's probably going to open here with the King 4 suited. They have both the blind players slightly covered, and his suited King on the button is a good hand to apply some pressure. And what are we going to see here from the pocket aces?
Well, what do you think is the right play? Do you think the play is 3-bet it or just call?
Oh, it's really tough because when you do this, you just look nutted, The 2.5x 3-bet looks really, really, really strong. I couldn't tell you. I could tell you in non-final table situations, I would definitely just slow play and just defend. But at the final table, you might want to re-raise and just protect the life a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, let's put some tricky spots, but look at this one. 2 7s and 2 kings coming up, and this one you're going to 3-bet the 2 kings, or do you maybe call and help some 20 big blind guy just go nuts?
Nah, we're definitely going to go for the 3-bet here with the 2 kings, especially with the short stacks playing tight. Your opportunity to get a squeeze behind is limited, so I definitely think you want to re-raise. And what are we going to see from the 2 7s here? It's kind of a tough spot. 43 blinds effective, calling out of position, set mining. Doesn't feel that great.
But the price is good too, right? Like, the guy made it really small, so it's like kind of like, you should fold out of position. You're like 3.3 more big blinds, 40 big blinds. It's tough because I'll tell you, the CBK does look kind of strong here too, right? Like it's under the gun +1 versus under the gun. So it's an interesting spot. I don't know. Some of these spots
really
are not
close
crystal clear cut today.
Yeah, they're giving us a tough job here, Randy. This is really close between calling and folding. I could go with either option. He does decide to call, and neither player going to like this flop.
Yeah.
The range advantage slightly with the Canadian player here is the 3-better. Because Ding Heng Yu, I guess they could have some ace kings that just call perhaps and some ace queens, but I like the small C bet. I think we're going to see a check fold. With 2 7s here, you know, you peeled pre, you didn't hit your 7. This board sucks. You're up against a strong range. You're out of position. We just don't think we can continue with 2 7s here in any way. I think we got to check fold.
Yeah, definitely from these positions, right? Like, you know, you were looking for like one of those, of course, a set, but or one of those low boards. You don't want to see no ace or king on that flop. And CBK just keeps running it up, and he's got the. Looks like Automobile. His time is here. Ace queen.
Yeah, Automobile finds the 3.5 big blind shove with ace queen. You can't expect much more than this. He's gonna have a good chance to double up here. He's only got what, 60% here with ace queen.
You're the maths expert, right? And he needs some help now.
Math might not save him now. He is down to 5 outs, needing an ace or queen.
Oh,
Paint.
Is that it?
Oh,
Yes.
Hello, girl. Stays alive. He's feeling pretty bad there with only 5 outs, but he doubles up. And now the other stacks hate that. You know, the other stacks were really hoping for a ladder to get a little more comfortable at the final table. I feel like emotionally getting that first ladder does calm the heart rate down a little bit. But everyone's thinking, no, the short stack's no longer that short. He's up to 9 big blinds now.
Well, that's true, right? Because you know, like you feel like you accomplished something, right? Because obviously there was a delay until we restarted this final table, right? So you can't wait like an extra day just to be like, oh man, I got the same payout. But everyone probably just if I punched your keyboard or something, like I could have got $6,000 more. Now this Automobile gonna be able to upgrade his car to, I don't know, Mercedes or something. Who knows what he's driving now?
Yeah. This might be our first look at Mark Herm. He's in the cutoff here with 8-7 suited. I bet you he's a little bit worried. He has a very bad position at the table. The 2 big stacks are covering him to the left, but 7-8 suited in the cutoff. A little bit too good to pass. King 5 suited here in the big blind. I think we're going to see a defend, but oh, never mind. He passes it. He's just staying snug with his 15 blinds. A little bit surprised to see a non-defend there. What do you think about that King 5 suited, Randy?
Well, I'll tell you, right? Like today, I said we got a mix of players today. You know, some of these guys, this is a huge final table for them. They might just wait for some big hands. You know, hands that are just all in pre-flop, much easier to play. King 5 suited, probably a standard call from those positions with that stack size. But I understand why, like, someone who doesn't normally play this big would just be like, I don't want to play out of position, just check call, flop, check fold turn with my pair of 5s, who knows, you know, like, to be fair, you know, Automobile is still very short. This guy may be looking for some pay jumps. That's okay, because you got to play in your comfort zone. While King 5 suited probably the more standard play, you don't want to do things you're not experienced in too, right? Like you can't be like, hey, start 3-betting people when you've never 3-bet anything but aces, you know?
Yeah. I believe the Canadian player here is just going to go all in. The small pair, there it is. 3 players behind, all less than 15 blinds. This is a good spot just to shove, and you can make a hand like 9-10 suited fold. So that's the best way to play the small pair there. And the Canadian player. All right, they came in with 40 million chips, and they've gotten a bit of a lead here. And you got to feel really good about that. The more you can separate yourself from the other stacks, obviously, Captain Obvious, Kevin, the more chips you get, the better you're doing. Duh. But it just really puts you in a position to continue jabbing. Small jabs to the chin. You can keep fighting without risking big portions of your stack. And CBK,
what do you think about the ace-10 here? Okay, now you've seen CBK open a lot of hands. Do you feel like this is a viable spot to maybe reshove with the ace-10, or is it just still a little bit too light with 14 big blinds?
It's really, really, really close here, Randy. I could go either way. Again, I think we've got some tough spots at this final table. I think shoving is going to be very close to profitable, if not break even. He does pass. I wouldn't have hated a shove there versus the big stack opening, but they obviously avoided a bit of a disaster because CBKME was at the top of their range with ace-jack.
Yeah, it does seem like CBK, the chip leader, does know what he's doing, right? Like he has been involved in a lot more spots. Like you saw the 2-3s, he just open jam. And an inexperienced player might just open raise with the 2-3s, but definitely was the right play with the 2-3s, just open jam, shut out your opponents. And it looks like we're gonna get a flop coming here, right? Ace-6 suited, you gotta call suited aces in the big blind.
Yeah, you're not comfortable, though, against an under-the-gun range. A lot of bigger aces are going to smother your ace-6. And what a flop for WN Couple, our streamer here. It goes with the small bet. And when you flop the nut flush draw, you're feeling really good. And they take it down. Okay, no blood yet here at the Battle of Malta. The battle has been calm, but there could be a big battle looming. You know, it's like people are just getting their feet wet here.
They didn't bring their weapons. They just brought the armor, right? They're like, oh, we're not hurting. We're just like protecting ourselves right now. We're just folding. We're just folding.
Blind on blind spot here with the Jack 5 suited. I believe
these spots are tricky, right? Like, because you're like, oh man, if I limp, I look so weak. But then Jack 5 suited is decent enough to limp. What's your ideal play?
Ooh, this is really interesting. They go for a non-all-in raise. I kind of like this, actually. I kind of like this. I believe at final tables, we want to cut down on a limping strategy and use more of a shove, raise, or fold strategy. And this is kind of cute because you're kind of leveraging your stack. You're putting WN Couple in a tough spot with a lot of their hands. Obviously, WN Couple has a pretty premium hand here. Both options of calling or shoving seem pretty viable here. What would you do with the Queen Jack suited?
Oh man, I think I would just call. It does look really strong for Douglas to open with this stack size here. I'd be a little bit worried because, man, you feel like an idiot when you rejam this guy shows up with 2 kings, right, in that spot. But the hand plays well post flop. He actually has a flush draw. Sure, he doesn't have the pre-flop initiative, but he's probably gonna win this pot just because he just has a better draw than his opponent.
Yeah, and back-to-back flush draws for WN Couple hitting the flops here. They decide to rip it, and that's going to take it down. A very successful hand for WN Couple, who's had a pretty good start to this final table, up to 30 million. So you see a bunch of short stacks right now. We got 10 more hands in this level, and the pressure's really going to be on for players like Douglas with 10 big blinds. Automobile with 7 big blinds. F7588 has 14. So there's a lot of sweaty palms here. Oh, little pair versus pair situation.
Yeah.
30 big blinds.
Good thing WN Couple didn't have like 15 big blinds or something. He'd be toasted.
Oh, Mark goes with the cute min-raise in position. That is an interesting choice. Did not see that coming. Limp min-raise call. And a pretty good flop for queens.
You know what my thoughts are on that? I think that Mark Herm's like, look, this guy left. He looks so weak. I'm going to make sure he can't fold because if I make it 3 big blinds, it seems like he's just going to give away. So actually picked up that extra big blind. What I've noticed so far is you should have sat in the top 4 seats because all those chips are moving up there. Yeah. Everyone else is just slowly giving some chips down on the bottom.
The chips are going north. Going north like a seasonal bird during migration. They're going north. All of them pots are going upstairs. And another flush draw here. This is a very interesting hand because the chip leader opens under the gun. Every time the chip leader has anything decent, they are going to get involved. And look at this. Ding Hang Yu flops the 10 high flush draw. Interesting. Bet call and we see a 7 on the turn.
Yep. I think the check call on a flop is standard with the 10-9 suit against such a big stack. Turn, some people like to lead out, some people don't. If you're not like one of those very high stakes pro, usually you don't just lead out, you're just not used to that strategy. But look at this ace-5. This is some really feisty bet here on the turn. Like, I'm very surprised by it because I'm thinking, okay, well, a 7 obviously won't fold. A king shouldn't fold. So this is some interesting bet here.
Yeah, and wow, 10 high check calls out of position. So ace high with the semi bluff on the turn is still good here. This is a very interesting hand. Surely Ding Hang is not going to lead on this card. It's probably going to go check, check, and CBKME is going to be pretty happy about winning with ace high here. I don't think we use this as a bluff on the river. I'd be pretty surprised because Ding Hang Yu's range is going to consist of a lot of kings, a lot of full houses. And look at that. You know it's your day. You know the sun is shining on you brightly when you bet the flop, bet the turn with ace high, and show it down as a winner. Man, CBKME has to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, he's got 60 million chips now, Ding Hang Yu. It was a small bet on the turn, so I can see why he was hoping to just hit his hand, right? But now he's put himself in a position where he's only got 26 million. Mark Herm's going to open up. CBK, 8-5 suited. You don't got 15 big. You know he's going to defend. He's going to play his hands more differently than tall, but both players don't really flop anything here.
Pretty good 3-bet bluff spot pre-flop as well. Not exactly the best hand to use, but as the big stack, he's going to be looking to 3-bet Mark Herm a lot, I think.
Yeah, you would expect that, but you know what? You hit your 60 million chip. Maybe you don't want to get too feisty just yet because you're just playing cruising mode. It's okay. The king queen, 6.5 big blinds. What are you gonna do? You just gotta rip this in, I imagine.
All in. You can't wait too long, especially with blinds coming up. You got 7 big blinds. This is definitely going in the middle here with king queen. It's way too good to pass. And there it is. We see the shove. Nervous moments, of course, when you're all in on the final table. It's hoping, don't call, don't call, don't call.
So I'm just wondering, Kevin, when you get it all in, right? Like, are you hovering over the emojis right away? Are you just ready to choose which one to use?
Yeah, after I go all in, I quickly do go to the emoji menus. There's 4 or 5 that I specifically like. My favorites, just one time, so sick, wow. These are all the best ones, I believe. I want to see some analytics on the GG emojis. Like, what emoji is being used what percentage of the time? You know what I mean? I want to see some numbers.
Yeah, that'd be a good statistic. We've got an interesting spot coming up. CBK's got the 2 4s. I think the standard is to fold, but some people like to try and set mine. I don't know what your thoughts are with the 2 4s here.
Yeah, oh, wow. He elects to shove. That is an interesting option, and it's going to get caught by the pocket aces in the small blinds. It allows the pocket 8s to escape. How lucky is CBKME going to be here today? Looking for a 4, Randy.
I saw 1-4 dead, but look, he can hit a 5 now.
Gut shot, adds some sweats, and so close, a small card. I see what's going on there. I just don't know how wide Sushi Lover is opening. So I think the EV with the shove with the 4s is going to go down immensely because the open is so tight. So it kind of got caught going a little bit wide there, and a nice double up with aces. I mean, that wasn't super tough to play. You see a raise and a shove, you got aces, you click call, but Taltov finds a nice double. I think hands that we want to shove there, Randy, I think the suited aces are going to perform better. Ace 4 suited, even like maybe king 8 suited is going to perform better. Having a blocker, I think, at the final table is much more key. And the small pairs, I've ran a lot of numbers, and the small pairs just suck. They just suck at the final tables. They lose all their value because the ranges are so much tighter.
Well, on the flip side, though, let's just say Taltov didn't find those 2 aces. Sushi Lover 2 8s there. It's probably a pretty tough spot, right? With 17 big blinds. I'm not sure he calls the 2 8s, in my opinion.
You're right. If aces wasn't there, we might have seen a fold. I think 8s are on the line there for Sushi Lover. So a little bit unlucky from CBKMA. I like the aggression. I think the hand choice was just a little bit off.
Yeah. Well, right now, he just opened up that 6-4. So he's a little tilted, right? He's like, I'm going to open up this 6-5 suited coming up, too. You got to get back to where you were because, you got to go to the top if you want that top spot.
Yeah, there's still no reason to panic. You did double up a short stack. You still got the chip lead. And I like this open with 6-5 suited as the chip leader. You're just allowed to go wider in these spots. And we're going to have an interesting spot in the big blind with the pocket 4s.
Now, what's the play? Is it call or shove? Because I like that he's shoving. I feel like when you call, you kind of just check fold way too often with 2 4s. You're up against a chip leader. You got the fold equity. Yeah, you only have 11 big blinds, but this guy's opening 6-5 suited. It's just the right play, I think.
I like the shove there. It's scary, but you maximize the fold equity. A really good play from the big blind. Oh wow, Mark is stepping out here. It's about to give some hand analysis to that shove, but oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, we're getting wild now here today at the Battle of Malta. Open from Jack 6 suited and CBKME flats with 6-7 suited. Maybe a little tilted from that pocket 4s hand because that flat cannot advise that. A little bit too wide from the early position.
Yeah, well, the Jack 6 suited obviously very wide too, right? Like he was trying to get away with steal. I'll tell you, the chips are moving back south, right? They went to the north. They're migrating. They're going back to the bottom right now because these guys are just spreading the chips right now. The top 4 guys, man, they're a little more splashier than the other ones on the bottom.
Yeah, Ace King finds a good spot here. So I think that's 2 million chips that CBKME did not have to lose. You got the big stack. You want to play wider, but you can't go too wide in spots or else the chip lead is just going to be given away.
come on, just keep raising. And no, it looks like he's calmed down finally. He's like, I'm done. Ace 7, hijack, 7 big blinds, tricky, or is this an easy shove, or what do you think?
I think it's uncomfortable, but we ram it in. Again, we have that ace. It's tough for the medium stacks to call. You know, if we have 12 big blinds, we can pass, but 7 is just to a point where we have to find shoves. And now Sushi Lover does have the best hand. We can see that. This is a very tough spot, and I like the fold. Obviously, if they could see the cards, they would call. Mark snaps it off with King 10 suited, and the ace 7 in a good spot here.
Yeah, he needs to dodge that card, and he's doing a good job so far.
Fading kings and tens on the river, and it looks good. So Automobile came in as the super short stack. They've found a couple double ups. They're feeling pretty good right now. You know, you come in with 6 blinds. Right now you got 15 as blinds go up, 15 million. They're having a pretty successful final table so far.
Well, you know, just as all these guys getting some chips down here, right? Blinds go up. We're gonna make sure you're a short stack right now. Like you said, we increase the levels based on the number of hands. So 25 more hands, we're gonna increase the blinds again. So this is actually, if you look at the stack size, it's a very fair fight for everyone, right? Most guys got 11 to 12 big blinds. Some of these guys got 20 big blinds, and you know, only CBK is in a comfortable position right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're the only one who's feeling really comfortable. Everyone else is on high alert. It's the Battle of Malta, but no blood has been shed yet. All 9 players still alive here. Nobody has been knocked out. And do you know what? CBMK is all right with that. They got the chip lead. There's something to be said for, you know, you want to kind of keep everyone in this ICM jail when you got the big stack.
Yeah, that's true. Assuming your chip stacks are going up, you don't want to ICM jail and you just get raised and jammed on and just keep folding, right? But you know, we are a new level. No blood yet. We've actually had multiple all-ins, and look at Mark Herm 3xing the Queen 4 suited, just trying to make his opponent fold. And you know what? Tall Top might have called 10-9 offsuit for a min raise, right? Like he's got more chips this time, but first break and no blood.
He might be the most frequent, yeah.
We're going to go on a quick break, you guys. Enjoy some coverage.
And 9's here for Flavio.
I think this is going to be a shove as well, yeah. Yeah, he's just going to shove and hope here.
14.5 bigs? No.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, I think. I mean, again, you don't love it if you get called. Oh, Ace Jackson, interesting spot here now. Given how active Flavio has been, we've seen him shove a few times already. Josef might think this is a good spot to call now.
He also might feel he's being pushed around a little bit, Josef.
Yeah, exactly. He's just folded the last hand. Sometimes that spills over into the next hand.
But there's nothing invested in the pot, so it's not that he's being, let's say, directly targeted.
No, not in this specific hand, but
he did take off the glasses, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, which he didn't last time.
It's a super close decision, I think. Anyway, but given
it'll still be a fold. Count it. Can you recount it for me, please? Are you sure? Yes, fold. So just short of 6 million.
If it was a little shorter, it would definitely be a call. I think this is very borderline. Like I think he's honestly thinking about the call here.
Oh yeah, this is genuine for sure. He's not showboating, but he does find the fold. I like the fold. Yeah, that's a very disciplined fold.
Good job.
Look what he would have run into.
Wowzers.
Colin is not going to fold.
All in, announced.
Yeah, Colin doesn't waste any time. Great spot for Colin now.
Colin's got the jacks.
It could have been tricky for him a little bit if there was no tank by Flavio and he automatically raised and isolated there. I think he would have just called, and in which case Colin has an easier time, but no decisions need to be thought about here. Instant jam. We know who Team 32 Red is rooting for. We know who the Italians are rooting for.
That's a safe flop for Colin.
A 9 and only a 9.
Yeah, we have no backdoors. It's all about whether Flavio can find a 9 or not. That doesn't do the job.
Flavio's friends are rooting for a 9.
Will it come? No.
It isn't. Round of applause. Well done, Flavio.
Unfortunate for you, 9s is a snap jam in that spot. It's tough when you're under the gun because other players can wake up with hands like Colin did with the jacks. But very well done. Nice run in the main event.
And just as a side note, had Josef made what I think would have been an incorrect call there, he would have actually taken out 2.
6th through 9th, it is the final MPN PT in the tour's history. Should be something special. I'm looking forward to it. Not too far away. 2020 sounds really far away, but it's really now only 2 months away.
Yep. You will be in Madrid. So we're on 8. As you saw on the graphics, the payouts.
Look at this. Colin's picked up
there.
queens immediately.
Wow. The ladies.
And obviously he's opened. The other 2 short stacks at the table. I'm not sure what Jack 6 is thinking about here. Leo gets out of the way quickly with 10 deuce, and Bruno just has 9-3 in the small blind. He's gone. And we have ace king.
Oh, this could be fireworks.
I think we will be having a race here.
We will.
Probably a shove.
Yeah. Yeah, 16 big blinds. I think he'll just shove.
And he does.
And he's going to be snap called.
Colin could take out 2 players in 2 hands.
That would be amazing. And get right up into the mix.
Queens from Callum, who's just taken out the first player on the final.
Not looking good so far for Sean, but he still has 6 outs. One of them is blocked in someone else's hand, so 5 outs.
Hold the
The
crowd
32
shout.
red players are shouting for Colin. This is a safe card for Colin. Sean needs some love on the river, still has some equity. Now we hear some Sean fans on the rail. Oh!
2 in 2.
Wow. Well, very well played, Sean. We did enjoy watching you earlier this festival. We didn't get to see too much of you today. You are out in 8th place for 27,100 euros, and the final 7 players are each now guaranteed a pay jump up.
We are back. Cards in the air. All right, first break is done. As we can see, some chips have moved around, Randy, but no blood yet. A tame Battle of Malta so far.
A tame Battle of Malta, yeah. We got, you know, at this level, at the break, we handed out some weapons. We should see some blood soon. Mark Herm opening up the Queen 9 suit. He's going for the full 3x. I believe the idea behind this is that he wants the big blinds to fold more. Obviously, they're not going to do some they're still going to reshove probably a very similar range, but this kind of just forces them to play, you know, just play a pre-flop game against them. It makes the Queen Jack a tougher call, and it looks like he's just going to give it up, and that's why he 3x it sometimes.
Yeah, it's really smart. He's showing a great awareness of how final tables work with the larger sizes. This is something that my coach was actually just teaching me to get into my own game, is when you're a medium stack at the final table, you need to play a tighter range. But when you open, you can actually open larger, 2.5x or even 3x as Mark's going. I love his adjustment, and that's showing some of the experience he has at these final tables. Because then when you raise into these larger sizes, and if you're now saying to the chip leader, okay, you can still pressure me if you want to 3-bet me, but now you have to take a greater risk to 3-bet to a bigger size. It's not as easy. If you're open to a smaller size, you're kind of inviting some pressure from the chip leader.
Yeah, and I like the play there. He actually got Ding Heng Yu to fold the King Queen offsuit, right? Like, if you all you have to do is raise up a little bit more, risk a little bit more, but you get so much more folds. It just seems like a bunch of pros to me. Douglas has got 2 4s under the gun, 11 big blinds. Looks like he's going to lay it down. Seems fine to me. It's just little pocket pairs suck. Is that what you say, Kmart?
They just suck, dude. The little pocket pairs, all their magic disappears at the final table. As you're shorter, the set mining doesn't work as much, the shove doesn't work as much. Definitely a good fold there. Probably 7s plus as the pairs for an all-in there. Even you can just open fold 6s there probably.
Yeah, and you saw Tall Top open the King. You know, since he doubled up those 2 aces, he's like, I'm gonna open up a little bit, open up my game. Mark Herm, Queen 10, just opening up, and he's been very. That first 30 minutes, he's like, I'm not going to play a hand. But now he's just going relentless. He opened the Jack 6 suited on the gun. Now he's 3xing to it, and he's just really going for it. He really shows, like, to me, the guy with the most experience at this final table right now. And I like the hand selection, the choices, just playing his opponents.
He's recognizing that a lot of the short stacks are playing quite tight. And look at him, he's up to 40 million without a lot of confrontation, just a lot of raises and takes it. And I'm sure, you know, Mark is going to go with the ace-3 here, and there we go.
Yeah, he's also thinking, look, CBK, he was playing a lot of pots, but he went from 60 million to 45 million. Maybe he's just going to calm down now, just like I'm done with it. Ace-10 for Douglas. It's not a shove, in my opinion, for this mini chips, but against the guy who's opening Jack-6 suited under gun, it might be.
Yeah, if Douglas knows how wide his Mark is opening, he could maybe risk it, but it's pretty borderline here. Again, right on the edge. I think Douglas is just going to fold from what we've seen. I would be surprised if he took this spot.
Well, if there's someone to take the spot against, it is Mark Herm of all of the guys at this final table. I'd rather do it against Mark Herm than CBK, in my opinion. You can see he's really thinking about it. It's annoying because like sometimes you shove here and you get called by ace king. You're like, why did I do that, right? But this spot would work in this instance.
As you mentioned, if you're going to shove against somebody, you want to shove against people with that high raise percentage, because then you're just going to get more automatic folds. And Mark falls into that category. It's right on the line here. Again, ace-9, I think we have an easy fold. Ace-Jack, probably a little too good not to shove. And ace-10 is really borderline here. Douglas is giving it a strong think. In this case, it would work. Mark would definitely fold the ace-3. But really tough spot here.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to use that time bank. I paid my money to play. I mean, this shot clock, when it gets to 0, they only have 5 seconds to act from now on, right? Like, they don't get any more time bank than they have left remaining in front of them.
Yeah, I think you get this chess clock. I like the chess clock as a player, but I got to tell you, as a streamer, the chess clock has added a lot of anxiety to my life. You know, because I stream on my own channel with that 5-minute delay, and many times at the final table. I think I actually did get sniped the other day at one final table. I think I got
because they can use a lot of time. I see
exactly.
What you're saying.
So you
I thought you were saying because I
alert.
want to explain my hand, so I want to use a little extra time.
No, as a streamer, I always worry about my hole card information. Randy, as he's in the tank here, it was an amazing hand. I shoved the turn with a combo draw, and my opponent tanked forever. I think he saw my hand and called with a weak ace high. He called with a weak hand. I think I got sniped, but then I hit my flush. So a little bit of justice in the world.
Yeah,
a little bit of karma.
For sure.
A little bit of karma came in there as I made my hand.
I like how he called you so, like, you probably had, like, what, 2 overcards and a flush draw and some crap, and this guy's calling you, like, I'm going to call you king high, and just go for it. But justice, man, like some of these guys out there just trying to take advantage. But in this spot, obviously, it's a tough spot based on, he's really, really thinking about it, because I think he's been playing with Mark Herm throughout this final before the final table. He knows this guy was raising. You need 2 cards probably trying to chip up.
Is Douglas back from break? Did Douglas return from break? Maybe that's it.
We played a hand already since coming back, so he's definitely back.
This is a long tank with a borderline hand. It would be fun to run the numbers on this one. I could see ace-10 being very close to break even here, maybe slightly profitable. If Mark opened in the hijack or middle position, it would be much more comfortable. Against the under the gun open, I mean, he had the Jack-6 of hearts last time he opened under the gun, so surely it's a fine shove.
Man,
Douglas really taking it.
I've never seen anyone tank this long with this stack size pre-flop, or any stack size pre-flop, right? Like, this is a 3-4 minute tank now. I wonder, isn't that a bad thing a little bit? Like, let's just say this. Obviously, you have a borderline decision. Say Mark Herm had an easy fold, right? But now he's sitting on 2 8s. Or doing 2 7s, and like, maybe I should just go with it because this guy clearly doesn't have aces, kings, or queens at this point. He would have known what to do, right? Like, there's a point when taking too much time pre-flop can hurt your play.
Chat, YouTube chat, calling a clock. Chat's calling the clock. He's really thinking here. He didn't get disconnected. We would have seen a disconnect pop up. I mean,
I don't know if you saw, but Mark Herm's chat bubble did pop up. He's probably talking smack to this guy. I don't know what he said. It was a little bit covered up. But I'm curious. I wonder if anyone caught that, because I don't know. That's
strange.
It took a long time to fold it.
We do see a fold. That was almost a 4 minute tank.
Yeah, I don't know, but he fell asleep. That's what someone. Yeah, right. Now he thought about it.
Mark Herm is feeling himself right now, almost up to the chip lead. You can see he's rocking that 42%. He's got that fire around that number, just like the fire behind Randy Nanonoko here. I enjoy commentary. I'm sweating, though. I'm sweating, dude. I'm very warm right now.
What's the fire around you? I'm telling you, KMart. I don't know. Why did they light some fires around us? I don't know, man.
Our graphic team is one of the best. It was an interesting choice, to say the least. Really interesting. So Mark's feeling himself. He's raising late. He's getting some pots, and now he just gets a gift. The 2 kings here, and we see an open and not all in. I was thinking maybe we would see the shove here from F7588. I think Mark. It's tough because, you know, you have such a strong hand. If you go all in and get folds, it feels like a waste. But what are your options? Surely we're not calling the small blind. This is not the spot to flat kings out of position. Raising to like 10 million, 9 million. Nah, there's the shove. You just got to do it. Stacks are not deep enough to do anything else. And I think F7 is maybe regretting this raise, but actually it saved him. If he shoved, he probably would have been out of the tournament.
Oh, obviously he would be out of the tournament. You can't win a king queen suit against 2 kings. But I guess the question is,
he could win. It's unlikely.
I've never seen it. No, but does the king queen suited? What do you think of the play? Do you think it's better to open jam or just to raise in general, assuming that you don't know everyone else's whole cards?
I think I would prefer the open shove. It's interesting. If I was playing that hand, I'd be out of the tournament. The min raise saved him. I think what they had 11 big blinds. King queen suited is like a little too good to min raise fold. If you're going to find a min raise fold, maybe like an ace 10 offsuit or maybe like a king 10 suited. I think with the king queen suited, it's just too good to min raise fold that hand. I would have just shoved, and I would have been out of the tournament. So credit to F7588 for staying alive.
Well, regardless, raising early position does look pretty damn strong with that stack size. So, you know, you can see both sides of the coin. I'm just seeing Mark Herm just running a clinic right now. He's just 3xing these big stacks, these medium stacks. They're just not going to call him, and he's literally, most of his chips have been just picking up 3.15 million every time he's raised, and he's done it many times, and he's chipped up so easily.
Yeah, Mark Herm is feeling it right now. He's up to 52 million. He's feeling really good. He's found some good hands. And as we continue to play nine-handed, this is only going to continue to favor the chip leader. If we don't see ladders, the ICM pressure is going to lock down even more. As we see a shove from Douglas here. Ding Hang Yu has to painfully fold the queen jack, so it is the correct fold, but it's a pretty hand, and it always hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Well, do you agree with me that you should always take position on Mark Herm now based on the way he's been playing? 9-5 offsuit going up.
The 9-5. We're borderline disrespectful. You got to start finding reshoves. The chip leader starts opening the 9-5. They're basically saying they're opening almost 100%. Queen jack suited, you know, be very tempting.
Flop. I would see a flop. I feel like with this stack size, man, it's a little bit more big blinds, more fold equity, but this stack size is kind of like, I think I prefer to flop.
Wow, is Mark Herm going to find a way to win here with 9-5, no diamond? So you flop a queen, but you don't have a diamond. It's only second pair. The 9-5, you know, there's the chip leader bullying the table, and then there's outright disrespect. The 9-5 open is one of the most disrespectful opens I've ever seen.
Yeah, the queen jack suited here. He's thinking, man, I feel like I got a call, but man, there's so many bad cards. Another diamond. My opponent might even have a king. Does make the correct call so far. Herm's got a little straight draw, but his opponent has 7.2 million. But Mark Herm's probably also thinking, well, you didn't check raise all in with this stack size. What do you have? And this is a beautiful bet from the 9-5 offsuit. A great read, because I think if his opponent had a king, definitely check raising all in. If he had like a decent diamond, he might check raise all in. It makes a lot of sense as opponent has a queen or a 7.
Yeah, you gotta like this cute size on the turn, and it works to perfection. 9-5 off. Take a bow, Mark Herm. It's all working for him right now. My goodness, that was a beautiful play. And he didn't have to shove the turn. He had a beautiful bet size that forced out the second pair. It was really good chip leader poker there. It was very well done.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy's good, right? I told you he got second place in the 10K Super Millions before. He did lose to Giraffe Ganger, Bert Stevens, but like he was relentless. He's clearly, now he's got the chip. he was a little calm before, right? Because he was like feeling out the big stacks right behind him, but they weren't too aggressive. And he's like, you know what? I'm opening up. He's up to 57 million. It's ace queen here, CVK, and automobile. I guess he's just got it's a tough spot here. I don't know what you're supposed to do here with 10 big blinds. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's really annoying. I would lean towards folding, and I like the fold. You know, in a normal non-final table situation, you got to defend the king six. We always talk about this at the final table is you got to fold the bottom of your defense. What does that mean? Well, you just take the hands that are like at the bottom of your defending range and just start folding.
Before you finish that, Kevin, this is an auto jam, right, for Ding Hang. You got to jam when this guy's opening 9-5 offsuit, and you might bust before everyone.
This is nuts because Mark's not going anywhere. We are going to have a massive flip here at the final table. Jacks versus ace queen. Mark's going to give it a think. Surely he's not folding here. I know it's a big percentage of his stack, but it is a less than 20 big blind shove. He's giving it a think here.
I think 2 jacks is too strong. I know he probably thinks his opponent is shoving a pretty tight range, but I think you just dominate too many hands, man. I think you're up against 2 10s, 2 9s, and 2 8s sometimes, and you know, obviously you're ahead of ace king and ace queen, slightly. Yeah, I can't see a fold for this hand.
I understand why he's hesitant because he's rolling right now. He feels like he can really outplay everybody. He doesn't want to take potentially a big flip here, and sometimes your opponent will just have the 2 kings and you feel bad. But this is a must call here with the 2 jacks. We gotta flick it in here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried for him that he's taking more time because when you take more time, you find ways to fold hands that you shouldn't be folding. I guess I'll tell you what Mark Herm's thinking. He's thinking about the ranges of how strong his opponent is, how tight is he really shoved. He's also thinking about what you said. Well, I've been running over this table. I've been chipping up for no problem, right? But you got to think like some things change. You know, maybe the later when you're raising, it's not going to work out and people double up, and then you're going to look back. Why didn't I call those 2 jacks? I hope he makes this call. I just feel it's a bit too strong, and I just can't fold this, Kevin.
Yeah. I think we got to get it in here. Great points you mentioned about, you know, he's running over the table. He doesn't want to lose it. Wow, he does give it up. An interesting hand. That is so unique and surprising to me. I thought he was going to kind of snap it in there. He not only doesn't snap it in, he actually tank folds. I can see it. I can see where it's coming from. You know, he wants to remain a dominating position, but I think the jacks are just way too good, Randy. I think we're on the same page about that.
I think Mark Herm was just thinking that I like this no showdown style. Ding Hang Yu's been playing a little bit tight. He has been playing tight. I do think the jacks is a bit too strong. We'll see. I'll tell you this. If Mark Herm does not ship this tournament, he's going to look back and just think about that all night for the next week, right? Just thinking, I should have called those 2 jacks. Well, I'll never know what would have happened.
Yeah, if you're raising super wide and not finding those calls, the other players have got to find some reshoves. And look at this. CBKME, the Canadian player, has had enough of Mark Herm. 3 bets, the 4-5 offsuit. I think it's going to take it down. Sorry. 4-5 suited. Wow, talk about a hand choice there. Takes the 4-5 and 3 bets from early position. Wow, Randy, talk to me about that. What do you think about that 3 bet?
See, I like CBK is also the other player at this fountain table who's showing a lot of strength. I just feel like he's not scared, right? He was raising a bit more before. He's putting the pressure on. You know, he's like, I'm not going to let Mark Herm get away with this stuff. He's obviously raising some garbage. Jack 6 suited. I'm sure he's seen it by now, right? We're on a 30-minute delay. I like it. You know, if some guy's raising Jack 6 suited, he can't do anything. Even if you 3-bet him with the 5-4s. You need to put him in his place. You can't let him just run away with this tournament.
I feel like I've been timed to work back to 2009 a little bit. We got the 4-5 3-bet from early position. That is as spicy as it comes. I like the pep in this step. I like the aggression. I like that you're not going to get run over. But I gotta, as a commentator and a poker player, I gotta question the hand selection. You know, choose a hand with like a king in it or an ace in it. The 4-5.
I understand what you're saying, Kevin, but look, if there's one spot to stop relying on hand selection a little bit more, it's final tables. Final tables is one of those spots where you can play the players They are big nits, man, with this ICM. You can raise these random cards. But obviously, Jack 6 suited under the gun is not a standard open, but he's playing the players. It's a final table. You can't get away with this stuff in the cash game or early in the tournament, in middle of the tournament. You're just going to get crushed, right? But here is the only time you can get away with it. Also, when it's a big final table, some of these guys play $50 tournaments, right? Like the guy who won the big daily, you know, he's like, I'm not going to go and do something crazy. That's why tournament poker is so beautiful. That's why the final tables are so beautiful, and it's so fun to watch when you got a mix of strong players, you know, like more recreational players, and a very fun dynamics. I understand what you're saying about the hand selection, but sometimes you don't got a choice because you might be waiting for hand selection. And it might be too late. And look at this.
Wow.
I thought the 3X was big, but we're just bumping up even more. He's really just trying to take it to the pre-flop game right now.
Wow, Mark Herm, was that 3.5x there with the ace-5? Takes it down.
Yeah, it is.
And our short stack friend, this has become a very interesting final table. Just because we're still 9-handed. You know, no one has really gone anywhere. And the big blind now, the big blind player, F7588 from China, I think is going to have to rock with the pocket sixes here.
Yeah, you don't love it because you got no forward equity, but you just got to go with it with the 2 6s, man.
It's very tough for these short stacks right now. You can see the VPIP numbers on all of them. Look at all the numbers on the bottom of the table. 14%, 6%. There's icicles all over the place. It's really tough because you know you've been blinding down. Pocket six has got to go for it, and we have what I like to call a fake flip here, Randy.
Fake flip, yeah. But hey, man, is this our first blood? We've handed out the weapons. Can the King 9 hit a pair to knock out our first player? No. Oh my God.
Quad sixes.
The armor's so strong, Kevin.
Oh,
and you got hit the full house.
The River King's fall. That is sick. Sickness indeed. Pocket sixes stay alive, and you can hear the groans from the other short stacks. They're like, what do we got to do to get a ladder, man? They just can't find a ladder as Douglas here finds an all-in with the ace-queen.
Oh, man. This armor they've handed out is so strong for this Battle of Malta. 2 4s from Mark Herm out of there, and I'm in shock of that we did not lose a player yet. It's already been an hour and 20 minutes of play roughly, and it's just look at how many short stacks there are, man. There's 4 guys with 10 big blinds. There's one guy it's so crazy, and we've actually had all-in and calls, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of them. We're also blinds are going up in 3 hands. Blinds are going up. It's a statistical anomaly that we haven't had a player bust. It is quite shocking. And Mark Herm, I think we're going to see the open with the ace-6 here.
Yeah, the question is what size. He's been a little bit all over the place on the pre-flop sizing, but I like it. You know, just got to bump it up. And, you know, CBK, okay, he's not 3-betting every single hand against Mark Herm. He's just like, once in a while, I'm going to take a spot. And Mark Herm's probably going to be like, you know what? If he folded 2 jacks, he's probably not in the 4-bet bluffing mood today, right? So he's just going to be like, you know what? I'll let you take one off of me, and I'll just take the other 8, right? Like just raising again, ace-7 offsuit.
Ace-7, going to be another raise and take it here. I don't think we're going to see the defend from Douglas.
Yeah, I would think the 7-6 in the spot is too loose given how short everyone is. They're going to hit the blinds first. Let them just die, right? Like these armor are not, you know, bulletproof. I mean, they're going to penetrate soon, right? Like they're going to lose.
I feel like we're going to have a massacre coming up. There's going to be like 4 eliminations in 5 minutes or something. Mark Herm finally takes a hand off there. He's at 59 million chips. Second place, the Canadian player at 45 million. And then no one else is really even close. Everyone else is short.
King 8. What's the play, Kevin?
Probably shove King 10, King 9, King 8. I can see the shove. It's definitely a little on the wide side. Probably one of the worst hands you'd want to shove, but I respect it. Sushi lover.
I can see it both ways, right? Because obviously Automobile is going to be coming up first. But, you know, a ladder from 9th to 8th, like you said earlier, it's nice to get a ladder, but it's not as big as those top 5, top 4 spots. So I think the shove is fine because the two guys in the blinds are so short that they actually can't call you too wide either, right? Like if you shove into Mark Herm, that guy just snapped off King 10 suited earlier, right? For like 8 or 9 big blinds. So like that's different. But when you shove it into W and couple, Douglas, they're not like, oh, I got the King 10. Let's just go for it. I'm dominating the King 8. You know, they're just like, sigh, fold.
Good point. Automobile here with the A6. I think we got to run it. We're super, super short. Ooh, they decide to pass. Okay, they do not take the shove. And Mark, you know life is good when you're getting the walk with 8 deuce. Some interesting play we have today. This is a spicy final table. I like this. You know, in these big fields, sometimes you get some sick pros and sometimes you get some spicy plays. And we've had some spice today indeed. See a shove with A6. Ace-6 for Sushi Lover. It's going to get the job done there as they pick up some valuable chips. And when you're on the short or medium stack and you pick up a couple big blinds, it's just like, it's like a drink of fresh water. You're like, oh, you just add so much more life to your stack.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. From all the short stacks out here, right, these 10 big blinds, Sushi Lover is the one guy who seems like he's going for it a little bit more. Some of these guys have passed up similar spots, and I like that. You put yourself in a position to maybe get one of those upper spots. Yeah, you might bust out first, but as you can see, this final table has been quite tight from everyone but the guys opening up every single hand.
Interesting spot here as, oh, a little bit of overlay in the daily special. 3K of overlay, 45 minutes left. All in from Ace Queen, less than what, 7.5 blinds or something?
Man. I think you just flick it in. I mean, you got so many chips.
Yeah.
What's the problem, right?
Got a call here with the 7s. We have a flip. Could this be our first blood? Pocket 7s holding. We need an ace or queen for the Chinese player, or else we have our first kill. It is.
Oh, did he bink it? No, he did not. It looked like an ace coming.
The 3 is no good. GG. We have our first elimination. We have a ladder, Randy. Someone got knocked out.
Yeah, Automobile's like, yes, I've been waiting for this day. That's why you fold those hands pre-flop, and now he's got that little pay jump. But sucks to be our 9th place finisher from China, but you know, someone's got to go out in this Battle of Malta, and everyone's feeling a little bit better.
9th place finisher. It's going to take home $13,500. All players locked up $19K now. Of course, with that big $276,000 for first place. Automobile here, the finished player has to pay a very expensive big blind. They're hoping for something because look, it's already a big percentage of their stack in the middle.
Yeah, and I imagine Mark Herm's going to open up this Jack 8, of course. Doesn't surprise me. CBK, King 9 offsuit, man. Maybe he's feeling spicy again. He's just like, you know what? It's about time for me to do some moves. We'll see. You know he's thinking about it, right? Because he's already tanking a little bit. But, you know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, this guy's looking. He give me an ace-x suited. I'm going for it 100%.
Pretty tough spot here with the 7-6 because you're already in for 1.4 million. You know, now somebody busted. You didn't get that one ladder. Oh.
I see a flop here, in my opinion. I feel like you're so short, you're going to realize all your equity as long as you flop a little piece. And if you don't, that's okay. It doesn't really matter that one extra big blind, but you do give yourself the opportunity to maybe get a little bit more chips. That's my opinion. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But do you think that makes a little bit of sense to you, Kevin, or what do you think?
I'm not great in those like short stack big blind spots. I couldn't actually tell you.
Well, then why are you here, Kevin? Come on, just kidding.
That's the one spot. I don't know, man. Flip a coin. We got the 10s raised here. King Jack with Sushi Lover. Again, we're seeing the big open sizing. Put Sushi Lover in a tough spot. They do go with the defend. And we see a very sizable 10 million chip pot in the big blind.
Yeah, these 3x raises actually is quite interesting because I haven't seen these in the commentary I've been doing in the 10K Superman. Very different game here today. It puts Sushi Lover in a tough spot. I wonder is the King Jack a call there in your opinion? I know because they do cut down your pot odds, and Automobile is like guaranteed to get it in before you. I'm curious.
Yeah, I would have. It was really tough versus that 3x. I could see it go either way. And here we're gonna have a re-raise, I assume. Nice. There's a 3-bet. And what does Automobile do with 2 blinds there? They're just gonna pass. They've been really folding down, and this 3-bet's going to get it through. Actually, wouldn't be the worst 4-bet candidate.
Well, I mean, hey, I told you
would be
Mark
surprised.
He's capable of doing it, and you know what? I know this guy 3-bet me at 5-4 suited now, and you can see his wheels are turning right now. He might just dust off 20 million chips right now.
It's not the worst 4-bet candidate to use here if Mark is feeling extra spicy. Make it like 21.5 million or something. Give yourself a 4-bet fold, but he's just going to pass, and I like the play. And look at our Canadian player, CBKME, finding some chips, and they are the new chip leader with 68 million chips.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like CBK. I feel like Mark Herm's thinking, okay, this guy's on to me, but he's only does it once in a while. So I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I'm just gonna keep raising every other hand. Give you pay my little debt to you, right? A couple big blinds, but as long as if I can still chip up and you chip up a little bit, it's not really a big deal because he's still got a lot of chips.
And I think here with 2 big blinds, we have Mark opening wide. We got to get it in here with 2 blinds, right? No one else is really short.
I'll tell you why it's important, okay, Mark. I would get it in because I know the other people are going to fold unless they've got a premium. So you're getting an overlay from the big blind. Normally, this would go 3-way to the flop, but WN couple is not going to defend if you get it in because they want to see if you bust and not risk their own chip. So you're getting a much better price than normal.
I agree. And Automobile folds again. They're passing on a couple spots here where they had a chance to get back in the match. Unfortunately, they're blinding down. Yeah, I think with the 2 big blinds, the ace-6, we gotta go with it at some point. But hey, they're still alive with 1.9 big blinds.
I'll tell you this: they're gonna make a decision. Oh well, King 10. Oh, this is tough because this is a plus chip EV call, but it could be a fold because of how tight his opponent. He's playing 6% of the hands. I guess it's reasonable fold there of the King 10.
Yeah, I think Mark is recognizing his skill dominance of the final table, and he has no problem keeping the short stacks alive. There's really no incentive for him to bust people right now. He's just thinking he wants to keep everyone in this ICM jail, and so he can continue to get good spots like this with the Jack 9 where he shoves Ding Hang Yu folds. Ding Hang Yu, 4% VPIP here, kind of constricted. And Automobile is going to be all in 2 hands. Do they take the King 7 here? With
look,
a big blind and a half?
I'm not a 2 big blind player, you know. I like to play with 100 big blinds, you know, but 2 big blind, like, you know what? I feel like you can just close your eyes and pick any 2 cards at this point.
Yeah, that's
you know what? If you don't pick though, right? The big blind's going to pick for you.
Exactly. It's going to be, they're all in the next couple hands. That's why I was surprised they folded the ace-6 earlier with 2 big blinds. Tough spot here for Automobile. They did get that 1 ladder. They got to feel good about that, but
I think I do fold the King 7. I don't know what's the right play, to be honest. There is still a chance that one of these other guys behind just jams and someone else busts. I think at this point, the chance that you might get another pay jump outweighs the chance that you get it in with King 7 offsuit for 2 big blinds. What's the best play? Look, they've been throwing us these tough spots throughout this whole final table today, Kevin.
Yeah, there's been a lot of close spots that are right on the line every single time, and Automobile is going to be forced all in next hand.
Well, he's not quite. We don't know Automobile strategy. He might be like, you know what, I'll take the small blind instead.
His time is coming as Mark Herm. Mark Herm playing really well. He's found a lot of like really solid hands to open. And hey, CBKME 3-bet the 5-4 suited last time. Does he go for it again? Is the 5-4 suited his premium 3-bet hand here? Not this time. It really looks like this Battle of Malta event number 7 championship is going to come down to either Mark Herm or CBKME. And we're going to have an all-in here for Automobile in the big blind. Queen 4 suited.
Let's go. Good luck, Automobile.
Numbers. Live cards are live. Queens and 4s.
Oh.
No, that's going to end it.
10 ball. Okay, never mind. Just dead.
GG to Automobile. Came in with the short stack. Did get the 1 ladder. Yeah, perhaps could have taken an earlier spot to give themselves a chance with the short stack. But a great run. $19,000. A great score. And we are down to 7. 7 players here, Randy. Who's your pick? Who do you think's got this?
I mean, it's Mark Herm, and like I don't know if I know some of the guys in the chat have watched the Super Millions before. He was bean boozled before, and the guy was so crazy. But would you like Mark Herm too? Or were you thinking of CBK or maybe one of these random other guys?
Mark Herm, I think, is the favorite. Tell you what, I'm going to give you a dark horse pick as 8-9 is going to run it versus the ace-queen for Douglas all in. And that looks pretty good. There's some runners, spades. Ooh, could hit a 10 here to knock out the Brazilian player. Looking for a 10, and it is not. Full house once again. Nice double for Douglas. I'm going to give you a dark horse pick here, Randy. I think Tov from Israel. You see on the right side of the table, 20 million chips. I think they're going to get back into this match here and compete.
Well, I saw him play the two aces perfectly when it was a raise and a shove in front of him. So, you know, like he's on point right now. Man, he's gonna get to the final two, right? But it's gonna be like 21 chip lead Mark Herm, and then he's gonna run it up, right? He's just gonna keep getting it and batting and like doubling up.
So Sushi Lover has been going for it as the short stack. They might take this with ace-9. You know, Mark has that under the gun opening range that's just super, super wide. I think Sushi Lover could put it in here, and then Douglas has ace-queen in the small blind. Sushi Lover passes, very close spot, understandable, and Douglas is going to find the all-in here. They just doubled with ace-queen suited, so they find back-to-back ace-queens and a little bit of momentum for Douglas.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Sushi ace-9, I wonder, it's so close because the problem is it's almost certain Mark Herm will call because of how short you are, so you are forced an all-in as an equity favorite, but you do run the risk of busting first, right? Like you would love to have like 10 big blinds to reshove on Mark Herm where you know you got full equity, but with that stack size, you're forced to see an all-in flop. Like the guy has like, you know, 5-4 suited, he has a chance to run you down. But you know, because those three guys on the left, they got the same stack size, so I don't know what the ideal play is with the ace-9 before, but good thing he did because he would have got stacked by Douglas.
Sushi Lover finds the ace-4 here. He is going to rip that one. Okay, we're down to the final 7, you guys. Thank you for joining us on the GG YouTube channel. Lots of coverage on this channel. I've, of course, been doing some coverage of the Heads Up challenge between Doug Polk and Daniel Negreanu. If you guys want to sub to the channel, we would appreciate that. The thumbs up. Also, Randy, do you know the little promotion going on right now?
Tell me about it.
Well, let's see if King Jack finds a call here. It's kind of tough. Again, chippy V call. You know, Mark Herm's range is really wide. I think we find a fold with King Jack just because of the other short stacks, but it's really tough here.
I think you're right, but I'm sure, though, some of these high rollers that play like the 10K Superman, they would call there because of how strong their equity advantage is, and they want to. Sure, you don't want to bust out right now, but it is 7th place, and I'll tell you, those top 3 spots look a lot nicer than the 7th place.
Look at this. Sushi Lover goes all in for 10 blinds, and Mark Herm has 8s on the button. Going to be a little too strong to fold, I believe, especially when Sushi Lover's range has a lot of smaller pairs or suited aces that he dominates.
Yeah.
You know, if we had 5s, I think we're finding a fold, or maybe even 6s, but 8s, a little too strong here.
Against this player who has been shoving a little bit more than others, I do agree with you. Looks like he does want to get away, and Mark Herm's I think he's going with the strategy. You know what? Just take some solid chip ups instead. I guess it does suck that CBK was behind. Say you call off to 15 million, you get reshoved on. It sucks, right? You don't want to reshove to, and then CBK wakes up with 2 kings and you're out of the tournament all of a sudden.
So Mark Herm his strategy is clear. He's like passing on pre-flop spots just because he feels like he's running over the table so much, So he passed on the jacks earlier. He's passed on the 8s there. And look at this, couple premium hands in late position, ace-10 on the button, and my dark horse player from Israel.
How do you know? Wow, this is what a good, because this is a dream spot for Ace King. I guess the question is, does Ding Hang Yu get involved as well? He is going to get involved. Ace-10, thoughts?
Ace-10 versus Ding Hang Yu. I see that he has the offsuit ace-3 here. I think we have to fold. I think that's a good fold. And Ding Hang Yu needs to hit a 3. I don't think any 3s were dead. I think they're all alive. And that is going to pretty much end it. Good game. The Israeli player with stacks now. The Chinese player. Tough final table for Ding Hang Yu. He might not have won a pot. Maybe he won one shove. I'm not sure. But the 2% VPIP, he was a little bit card dead. He gets a couple ladders, but he's probably going to be a little disappointed. But nice result, nice run, $28,000. And now we are down to 6. Now the ladders are really going to start stepping up here. We are down to 6 players. The Battle of Malta is getting a little bloody.
Yeah, I told you the weapons are up. But yeah, Ding Hang Yu, he came in, I believe, in 2nd place to this final table. 7th place is not what he wanted to see. It is still a big score. He still won a lot of money. He's going to be disappointed. Both Chinese players out really early. Yeah, it's been tough, but someone's got to bust. Someone's going to get unlucky. And now CBK is actually 3x to ace 10. He might be forced to call this one off now because he made the bigger sizing.
Yeah, he's 10 million to win the 20 in the middle, getting exactly 2 to 1, but it's pretty tough. You know, WN couple's been a little bit tight. Really close here. It's kind of gross. I like the fold, even getting the good price. I don't think WN couple is going to be super wide there. We're down to 6. Also, guys, we wanted to mention, thank you for watching us on the GG YouTube channel. There is a fun promotion going right now on this channel. If you sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, Randy. Whenever a new video comes up, come to the video, like the video, and put your GG username in the comments, and they are giving away hundreds of tickets being deposited to accounts. GG's really trying to grow this YouTube channel, and they're giving you guys the value for supporting us.
Oh, that's cool. And like you were saying earlier, you and Kaki T, and I'm sure some other commentators have been doing the Daniel Negreanu heads up challenge. Daniel Negreanu back in the green, is that right? I cannot believe it because it was much faster than I expected, I'll tell you.
Yeah, a lot of people predicted Doug with the Stomp Fest. Even myself, I started to lose hope a little bit. You know, Doug was really taking it to him, but I think Daniel made some really good adjustments. It's not only Daniel started running better, but he made some big adjustments in his play, and he's really improved pretty quickly. Obviously, Doug is still the much better player, but I think we got a battle on our hands. It's very, very fun to follow.
Yeah, and now we got a battle of the same hand going at it. It doesn't look like someone is going to probably bluff their way to move their opponent off the chop. They are playing a little bit checky. They are both big stack. I like to see the ace-8. Wow, the min raise. Now this, maybe he found a way to win this pot because I don't know if Mark Herm can call the ace-8 here.
This is some street poker here. The bet and then the min raise. Tell you what, CPKME has some tools in the toolbox. They got some gangster plays they pull out sometimes. And this is curious because he's kind of repping that he checked a 10 on the flop, which doesn't make that much of a sense. It's kind of the only value hand that would find raises unless maybe it's like some like ace-7 or something.
Wow,
but look at him
nice.
go. The clean moves. Ace-8 wins a pot there that maybe myself or Randy wouldn't have found a way to win.
I definitely would not have made that play, and I definitely wouldn't have those extra chips, man. But CBK is throwing Mark Herm for a run for his money right now. He's getting Mark Herm to fold the button now, right? Because if his opponent wasn't playing back at Mark Herm that much, obviously he's going to still open the button. But CBK, he came into the final table as a chip leader. He took position on the 2 big stacks, Ding Hang Yu and Mark Herm. One of them is now gone. He's got the nice seat, and while he's not playing as many hands as Mark Herm, he's still chipping up slowly. And it's funny, he's not chipping up against the other players. He's chipping up against the guy who's raising all the hands and who's in the top 2 spot.
Ooh, really good 3-bet opportunity here. You got a nice hand to do it with. Just goes with the flat. And this flop misses both players pretty hard.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, I guess the king 3 was always going to miss. The ace 2, it's even still... Yeah, your opponent shows weak. He is going to fire. Man, this guy's relentless, too, against Mark Herm. I guess he just knows his opponent's ranges are so wide that normally this flop hits someone and some... What? The check raise? What's going on here? I'm done. I'm out.
We're
I don't
in
know
the
what's going on.
streets. Let's hang it up. We're not qualified, Randy. No way you are qualified. Look at this poker, man. These guys are nuts. They're just... It's as if they are just throwing darts at a board and picking random hands to play. It's fun to watch. The king 3 with the check raise. I mean,
Yeah,
who finds the check raise there?
Man, that is some street poker there. I think Mark Herm was thinking, look, I know you don't want to put in all your chips at some point with 60 million. You bet a third of the pot on the flop. You look a little weak, and I don't know. That was just bold play, but here it's Sushi Lover and Tall Top. Your dark horse is he might actually get to the end.
Yeah, if he's finding some premiums, what does he go with here? Both stacks are short.
Min raise.
Do we want to have a min raise strategy? Ooh, large raise sides. And now Sushi Lover is the shortest stack. I think this is bad news for them. They don't have a lot of fold equity, but their hand is like so good. Pretty miserable spot here with the ace nine of spades. What do you do,
I'm going in with the ace nine suited. I'm not loving it, but you know what? I look at the other stacks out there. They got twice my stack. I think I just got to look for opportunity to get it in. Is the button open? The one thing is a little worrisome, though, is Tall Top has been quite tight. 8% VPIP is pretty, he's been showing up some aces and some big hands, so still going to go in. Sushi Lover is in trouble. He needs to spike that ace.
Yeah, it's just too good to pass. He's going to have about 33% equity here. He's looking for the ace or some spades.
Or that is a
it's
flop.
50-50 now. Brick turn. Looking for a spade, ace, or nine.
Oh, my God. He missed.
Goodness. And that is a GG for Sushi Lover. I like how he played the short stack. A little bit unlucky at the end. He gets 6th place in this Battle of Malta for 41,000. All 5 players now guaranteed 60 grand. What a score for a $200 tournament. And we're playing down to a winner, 276,000 for the win. And look, our entire bottom of the table, Randy, has been knocked out.
Yeah, no, right? Like, they're done. And it's, everyone else. I think the WN just shoved that 9-7 suited, I assume. I would assume he did because that's the right play.
WN couple, I think we're going to find an all-in here as well. 11 big blinds.
Oh, just folded. I
probably
would have went. I think I would have went for it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would. I don't know. It just seems like these two guys they're not going to snap you off with ace 4 and jack 5, obviously.
Yeah, surprised to see the pass there. Ooh, this is interesting. These two have definitely been the spicy competitors. We see a large raise for Mark Herm, and CBKME peels him with the jack 5 of hearts. And look at this big bet size, really putting the pressure on here. It's tough. You flop bottom pair, backdoor flush draw. We have a massive pot here, Randy.
It's not tough for CBK, I'll tell you that. He's like, I know you're up to no good. This is a good card to consider barreling again. It's quite scary. Your opponent unlikely to have a king. Here's another bet. I don't know if the jack 5 can continue, but if he does, this would be some amazing poker. It's already been some amazing stuff between these two guys.
The main lesson, guys, if you're ever at a poker table with Mark Herm, just never fold to him. Just never, ever, ever fold to him.
Wow.
And look at that. Mark Herm finds another win with just pure relentless aggression. My goodness. It's up to 87 million.
And 2 aces for Tall Tom, man. Your dark horse he only chips up. He doesn't go down. I'll tell you that, man. He's got 2 aces here, but and CBK is just throwing a couple big blinds over there.
Would love to see maybe a call here with the aces. I think a small 3-bet would send smoke signals to the sky.
It's scary just calling, though, too, right? Because you got a decent amount of stack to play for. I don't mind a 3-bet. I mean, give yourself, the opponent, the opportunity to blow up a bit. He has been losing pots, so maybe he's just like, you know what? 2 10s, let's go for it, all the chips.
Yeah, probably a mix between 3-betting and calling. And, well, CBKM hasn't released immediately, but he has now. So Tall Top, what a pick by me, by the way. I mean, he's found the aces twice, the jacks. He's just picking up some premiums. So let's take a look at the stack sizes now. We got Mark Herm, the overwhelming favorite. We got Tall Top, the Israeli player who's moved in 2nd place. We got 3rd place now for the Canadian player. And we got the 2 short stacks on the left who are holding on to dear life. Now this is where the jumps mean a lot because $60,000 are guaranteed. The next jump is $29,000. This is where you want to survive some more ladders. This is where all the money is right now.
Well, you see CBK open jack 6 offsuit. This guy's like, I got to build up my chip stack from the other guy so I can battle Mark Herm some more, right? Like he's like, ace 4 is definitely raising it up. I cannot see this guy folding this in the cutoff.
Yeah, looks like a good spot to raise here with the ace 4. If you're playing like 100 bigs effective, like a cash game, these hands decrease in value. But in short stack tournament play, the ace is so effective because you block the reshoving range. It's very, very key.
5-4 suited. It lets it go. Looks like W and Couple and Douglas are just they're just waiting each other out. But someone's got to get in first.
Very interesting coverage today. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. Randy, it's nice to be back in the booth with you. This is a throwback. Like 4 years ago, we were doing work together in Vegas, some Poker Stars stuff. It's nice to be back in here with you.
Yeah, well, GG's been hot, and obviously they've been doing all these cool live streams. Lots of great stuff. They just keep up and up. I personally really like the software. I feel like it's got this very nice colors, obviously the nice features, and the little bonuses like the sweat. Like, it's very good for the Asian players, man. We love to sweat those cards a little bit, DJing in us,
Dude, the GG's kicking butt. It's really nice to see. Got that surprise main event coming up. Are you gonna? I imagine you're gonna play that, the 10K main event coming up.
Literally just heard about it. And it's a surprise main event. It's cool,
the magic main event.
Yeah, it's just out of thin air right before the end of the year. Christmas came early for someone, but I know you're gonna be in that one. I know Mark Herm will be in that tournament. I'll tell you that. And whoever wins this tournament, they're probably gonna play it too, right?
Mm-hmm. Couple of Jack 7 offs here, just going to be folds, and wow, Mark is the overwhelming favorite. He gets to the 90 million mark. He's about double second place. I mean, you can just see the power of aggression here in No Limit, and Mark has just really made some sick plays. Sometimes he's going to punt it off. That's just his style. But overall, he's going to gain a massive advantage by just making people fold in tough spots.
Yep, I agree. I wonder what Tall Top does with the 2-5s. He has a lot more chips these days, right? 30 big blinds. So he might be like, maybe I can play a little post up. Maybe I can do some reshove. He doesn't strike me as someone who's going to reshove the 2-5. Oh, he is going to do it. I think it's the optimal play. But, I just didn't expect it.
I love the reshove here, especially against the players who've been opening so wide. And the fact that CBKME has 3x'd means there's even more value in reshoving, because when you get the fold, you just win that extra big blind. It's like a little extra Christmas bonus. Nanonoko, is that your baby crying in the background?
She's like, I love that shove with the 2-5. She's like, go for it. Wow, look at this. CBK's been waiting for this moment, right? He's been attacking Mark. I like the flat. What do you think about this?
I like it. It's pretty cool. Now that we're about 20 big blinds, Mark has that wide range. Aces is the magical slow play hand, especially against Mark, who's going to fold so much to your 3-bet because he's opening so wide. Just flat, keep all his garbage in there. And look at this. Mark has flopped a gut shot. Now we're a little bit scared on this board, but that's a great turn card for a slow play. I think Mark's going to fire off here.
You see that snap call? It looks so weak, but it's so strong right now. He's baited Mark Herm, man. These guys are playing heads up with other people at this final table right now. And do you just call again? Do you raise? I kind of like raising now because it's too vulnerable on this board texture. If it was Queen 9-7, I don't mind calling again.
Yeah, the board's just gotten super wet. So many rivers are bad, a 10, a jack, a queen, a heart, a diamond. So with this hand and the suits that we do have in our pocket aces, I do like to raise. And now Mark's thinking, wait, what's going on here? But surely he releases. I mean, CBK's raised over half his stack.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine you jam and this guy's got king jack suited calls and you're just losing? I know Mark Herm is suspicious because the line is quite funny, but it is 2 aces right now, and he's just got to let this go. I don't really. Was he going to call it an open jam the river if he just randomly? You can't be too ambitious sometimes.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, 3-betting here on the turn would be quite special. Yeah, he just releases a nice slow play by the aces, and CBKME picks up a bunch of chips. Okay, we're going to have a battle here. Final 5. The 2 short stacks on the left are a little bit card dead right now. Haven't been able to find many hands. And we see CBKME is right back in the mix.
Yeah, and it's been very fun to watch between these two guys. And the 2 short stacks on the left, they both have 8% VPIP. is a waiting game. W and couple with a little bit of advantage on Douglas, right? Because Douglas has to play the blinds first. He's got him out chipped a little bit. So we're gonna just watch these other two guys just play heads up right now. King 9 and 6-8. It seems like a flop's coming.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a pretty heavy raise strategy here for Mark. You know, they got the chip lead. There's not going to be much limping. I think it's going to be mostly raising with a little bit of folding, but probably like an 85%, 90% raise here with the ICM advantage. Mark back up to 80 million.
I think CBK is thinking, okay, you know what? I got my increase in chips with 2 aces. Maybe I wait it out a little bit. Let Douglas and W and couple. I don't know. That's what I would do personally, because a lot of guys, right? They got 60 million, they go down to 30 million. They're like, oh my God, how did I get in this situation? I'm back up to my chip stack. Maybe I played let's let Mark Harm play do his thing game for a little bit. That's my opinion, but I don't know. We'll see what he does.
Douglas finds a hand. Ace Queen doubled him up earlier. He finds the Ace Queen. He's got to be loving life. Mark Herm with the force is going to open, I'm sure. There it is. And we're going to see an all-in. We're going to see a flip here. Can Mark Herm eliminate Douglas 50-50?
Oh, good fight.
Ace Queen or 10. There's the ace. And Douglas, my goodness. Ace Queen has just been his magical hand. Finds another double up with it. That's pretty painful for the other short stacks, especially WN couple, because that would have been a $29,000 ladder. So he's got to be a little bit upset that he missed out on that.
Yeah, WN couple's probably a little salty right now. Now he's going to have to fold the 9-5 suited because his opponent made the big 3. I like the 3x play. I think that's the new play I've learned from today's thing today, right? Like, it just forces so many more folds than you expect.
Yeah, everyone's going with this large raise sizing. Ace deuce. Let's see. Taltoff here has a hand that you could mix some 3-bet bluffing with, but he decides just to pass. I would have been tempted to do something with the King 10 suited, but he's just going to bide his time. He's getting dealt so many aces and jacks, so you can wait for the premiums.
Exactly. Like, well, am I really going to waste 10 million chips right now? No, let's just keep it cool. Mark Harm, Jack 8 offsuit.
This is a really fun 3-bet bluff candidate in the big blind as well, because Jack 8, it's near the bottom of your defense. A good call by me. I got to pat myself on the back for that. It's just, it has really good properties to use as a 3-bet bluff here. You can just defend Jack 10, Jack 9, but like the 3-bet with the Jack 8 here is really powerful as the chip leader.
Well, CBK, though, is suspicious. And you can see he's really thinking about it because I think he really wants to throw in a 4-bet. The thing is, Mark Herm is going to 3-bet bluff this spot. That's just the truth. It's just so hard to make a play back at with ace deuce with this stack size. Emoji.
Great play from Mark. He gives the ship it emoji, and that was a great 3-bet. Gets the job done. Taltoff with the beautiful Jack 10 suited. I would like to see the open here for sure. I know it's uncomfortable because Mark and CBKMA are in the blinds, but Jack 10 suited 5-handed is the nuts.
Yeah, I'll tell you, while it's uncomfortable.
Oh, look at this.
A 3-bet is coming. I was going to say Taltov, you know, hasn't played that many hands, so he should get the respect, but apparently there's no respect still from Mark Herm. Jack 10 suited, I don't know, man. It's a good hand to see a flop with. I don't blame him. Like, the way Taltov's been playing, he's just like, you know what? Take my chips. I'm going to wait it out. Second break.
Wow, this is a clinic by Mark Herm. This is a lot of fun. He's up to 80 million, just 3-betting the random hands and making magic happen. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. Enjoy some coverage from the 2019 Battle of Malta. We'll be back to see who is going to be our champion.
Just open this.
This is just going to be an open, yep.
They've got openings like normal sizing or like 2.5.
They've been very few min raises so far.
Okay.
It's tended to be 2.2 to 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
So we do see the 2.2. Rooney has 8-4. He's going to let this one go. And also 8-4 in the big blind. Leo's been pretty card dead on the found table. Oh, look at this. Bruno's picked up this king on the
Here we go. This could be a stack swap.
This could be a stack swap, yeah.
They're all in.
He's moved all in.
Yep.
Bruno has got a rush of cards. The Jackses should definitely call now.
100%. No count. They have to call. 7.3, so we'll be down to 4.7 if we end up losing. Sorry, to 5.7 if he loses because he's already raised pre.
Distance.
I'm not sure he's Hollywooding. I think
No.
this is what we call
This is
a
a
nit roll.
genuine. It is a genuine decision.
I think it's a nit roll, yeah.
But I would. I think even the tower makes a call in this situation.
Yeah, but like if you think about this spot, right, Doak, if you have like 8s or 9s in this spot, then you got to think about it. But you've got jacks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would actually pass 8s, I think, pretty quickly.
Yeah, past
Yes.
8s and 9s.
Yeah.
Like jacks and 10s is the line. 10s is probably
Yeah.
the line. I think jacks is just a call.
Yeah,
like,
10s,
here we go.
10s I would think about for sure.
He's made the call, and he doesn't like
He
it.
doesn't like being
He's
in a
like,
flip.
show me your hand.
Okay, so it's one of those spots where neither player likes being in a flip here
No.
because the shortest stack can obviously be eliminated. The other guy can lose most of his stack or over half of his stack. So
It's
it's an unfortunate situation, but the hands play themselves.
the proverbial
Yeah.
flip. Who wins? Queen.
the man
queen,
was
five.
calling for an ace earlier. It was not even needed.
There's a few friends on the rail shouting king, as you can
Okay,
hear.
so
Bruno needs to hit.
an ace or a king or running queens.
Running straight cards, maybe.
Running jack 10.
Yeah. No, the jack doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
gonna
true,
struggle.
yeah.
You're gonna struggle
Yeah,
with
yeah.
jack 10.
Yeah.
It has to be queen, in fact, yeah.
I think an ace or a king might work.
Yeah.
Or an ace or a king.
We
That's
need
the
a-
easy way.
we
But
need an
queen,
ace.
queen is the sick way,
Or
though.
a king. Oh, we lost one. It's a jack.
Just a house.
We have lost Bruno Massimo in 7th place for 33,000.
You know, he's obviously unlucky there to lose a flip, but
Yeah.
you got to win your flips. That's
It does have equity against most hands,
Has
too.
equity, and he can actually win the big blind when he shoves, whereas next hand he'll have to post a big blind as ante and can only win that back. So his shoving range should be super wide here. A 9-7 suit certainly qualifies. Now,
It is so hard to keep up with this chat. I don't know if you guys have been trying, but it is on fire.
It is indeed.
yeah, Leo makes a fold there. I think ICM is the main consideration for Leo. He doesn't want to, and Stephen's waking up with kings. Stephen will not be folding here.
Even against kings, he has 20%, though, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
it's the perfect hand, because when you run into a really big hand, you still have 20%, whereas queens only has 18%. So that's why these types of hands make good shoves.
And it looks like an isolation as we would expect. Probably about 4 to 5 million, it looks like. Let's see what the official count is.
If Stephen had called rather than raised, Sergey could certainly peel here.
Wonder if he's still thinking of peeling or just trying to get reads on the players.
Yeah,
for
it's
the future
2.5
reference.
million. It's more than 10% of his stack, which is that's generally regarded as the cutoff point beyond at which you shouldn't be calling, which I think is why it's one of the reasons why Stephen raised there, to push out those types of hands that actually have pretty good equity.
So Rune's equity went down a little bit only because there was a 7 in Sergey's hand.
Yeah, we saw the 7 there. He's going to need a lot of help now.
Yeah,
Basically, runner, yeah.
And somehow a lot of those outs are already taken, it looks like, because he's down to just 2%.
Yeah. And now he's dead.
Yeah.
Showers for Rooney.
That is it. Stephen Radloff takes out Rooney in 6th.
And we are back. The final 5, you guys. Joined with you, I am Kevin Martin and my fellow caster, Randy Nanonoko. Brand new father, Lou. How old is your daughter?
I just turned over 1 recently, so yeah, 1 year old.
Aw, my goodness.
Aw.
That's the cutest thing ever. It's funny. I'm just so happy for you. That's exciting.
Thanks, man. But let's get back to the action. Mark Herm opened Jack 5 offsuit right away, and Ace 3 obviously raising it up, and this has been fun. It's actually also been fun because CBK, we got someone fighting back at the chip leader, so they've been kind of like battling a bit, but it's really all Mark Herm though, in my opinion.
Wow, Mark Herm raise a non-defend from Ace-9 in the big blind for my dark horse pick. I don't like to see that. I would have preferred probably 3-bet bluffing, or you can't just let Mark raise every hand and you fold Ace-9.
What about 2 jacks, man? You're going to ship this in and you're going to get stacked before everyone else. Or you hit a jack.
Wow. Life. Man, I was watching the wrong feed. I was watching the wrong feed. That's why I was so confused. Okay, we're back on the same page.
Kmart's so not excited. It's like, oh, it's cool that
I was watching. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about, Pocket Jacks? All right, we're on the same page here. Oh, it might not matter though. Sixes versus sevens. You know, Mark has passed on some pre-flop spots, but this is obviously a snap. Pair over pair. And can he do it again? Can he find the two-outer?
Justice, right? This is as Justice. He's got his chips back. And like, wow, you know, that's got to be a little bit of a roller coaster for our Taiwanese player, right? Like, he's like, I doubled up, I'm back in it, and insta gone.
Yeah, that is a swing of emotions. They're down to 4, and this is where it starts to get super, super sweaty. Look at those payouts: 276,000 for first, and Mark Herm with 100 million. Is feeling very good about himself. Four-handed poker. I love this part of the tournament. You know, this is when most of the money's on the line. We also get to see some skill because it's four-handed. You get to see some wide ranges, and we're going to have a good conclusion today to event number 7. Douglas with the pocket 8s. Easy shove. Looks like it's going to get it through.
Yeah, and actually, also when it becomes four-handed, the stack sizes actually get quite large for some of the players, so a lot more battle. But then we just send the blinds up. You know, we let these guys have a little bit of room, but aces for Douglas. Potential action coming. It looks like he's going to get action from the player a little bit more than expected. You know, 10-4 offsuit. What do you do?
Yeah.
I think I call with the two aces, right? Like, we know this guy's 3xing hands and that are so bad they're going to fold to shoves. I know you can still look weak by calling the big blind. Like, you can have 7-8 suited, right? The king jack offsuits. It makes sense to just call here.
Nice, just to call. And look at this. CBKME has flopped pair and a club. This is surely going to get in, and aces with the club are in a great spot. Sure enough, shove call. He needs a 10 or a 4 here for a pretty bad beat. Great just call pre-flop with the aces, as you pointed out, Randy. Played it very well. And the river.
Oh, you did not do that. Terribly played aces pre-flop. This is why you don't slow play aces, because they're going to get you with the 10-4 on that board.
Oh, man, when you're thinking of injustices in the world, you got to think of that, man. Final 4, Battle of Malta final table. Aces go down to the 10-4 offsuit. That is puke bucket material right there. That was disgusting, Randy. I'm rattled, man.
Why did you say that was a beautiful slow play pre-flop? Because, you know, he got super punished out of the tournament. And then, I don't know if you saw, did we quickly switched to some live stream of one of the players, like kind of looking away like he was disgusted too. Like, that was disgusting.
That was gross. Okay, we are into 6-figure territory. Final 3. Remember, guys, this was a $215 tournament that had over 10,000 entrants. Final 3. Every player here is going to enjoy a 6-figure score. We got some poker ahead of us. Great flop for Mark Herm on the button here with the Queen 10.
I'm still in shock in that last hand. Wow. Okay, but you know what? It's just setting us up, right? We got Mark Herm, CBK. These guys have been battling out. They've got a ton of chips in. Your dark horse, Tall Top there, 36 million still in there. It almost seems meant to be.
Yeah, this is kind of what we saw coming for a while. Mark Herm and CBKME. Tall Tough, you know, can he adjust now? He's been a little tight in some spots. Would have liked to see some 3-bet bluffs earlier that he passed on. So can he adjust? It's 3-handed now. You're the short stack.
Is this already over? I think the ace-nine's got a call here. I know you don't like it because Tall Tall's been tight. But you know what? It's a different scenario now. Tall Tall's, he's the shortest stack. He might feel a little bit desperate. And I can't believe Mark Herm, he's probably going to win a bunch of chips here. He can dodge the 6, the deuce, the 5.
Opportunities, 5, 6, or deuce. No, it is a brick. And just like that, a bloody battle indeed. Mark Herm is doing work. Congratulations to the Israeli player who takes home a lot of money. But we're heads up, Nanonoko. Just like that, we're just getting back from the break and we're already heads up.
And it's meant to be. And look at his 2 8s and ace 4. This could be some action, you know. Depends on how CBK opts to play his hand. We know he likes to be aggressive. Colin probably the standard, but I wouldn't surprise me if he goes for a 3-bet with this hand.
Wow, that was pretty wild. Mark Herm, it's all going his way. He's entering the heads-up match as a 2-1 favorite. And wow, look at this. Ace-high peels, turns the gut shot. Mark's still 11 life. I expect a sizable turn bet for value here. Eights is a hand where you're almost for sure the best hand, but there's a lot of bad rivers. You want to use some big bets here.
Oh, and that's a bad
wow!
river card, and CBK is back in it. Does Mark Herm go for another thin value bet? He might. I'm not too sure. He might get looked up by worse hand normally, but not obviously. Ace-4 is the better hand here, and it's a tricky spot 2-8s in my opinion.
I think Mark's going to go for some value because we rarely see a 6 from your opponent. If your opponent has a 6, he check raises the flop or the turn. So we only really lose to 4x, and there are some out there. But heads up, you got to find some of these thinner value bets versus like King 3. Mark checks. Okay, Mark's better than me. Great check. Saves himself some money. Surprised he doesn't go for the thin value bet, but it would have been a value cut situation. And all right, we got a match on our hands. That was a fun hand here to start the heads up match.
Yeah, it's the two guys I just love to splash some chips in there too. They're playing 45 big blinds effective roughly right now. But you know what? This could be over in 2 seconds if they just want to get it in, because these are the type of guys that like to cram in some chips, go for blood, check raise bluffing King 3 offsuit high and stuff, betting with nothing. We got a good battle. I'm glad these two made it to the end because I want to see some cool hands.
Yeah, these are the correct two characters. And look at this. King High's the best hand, but this is a pretty fun card to maybe bluff on the river. No, he shows down the Queen High. A great start to this heads-up match for the Canadian player. If you guys like heads-up poker, I hope you guys have enjoyed our coverage of the Daniel Negreanu versus Doug Polk heads-up challenge. We've been doing it all week here on the GG YouTube channel. That show is back Monday. Daniel and Doug have decided just to play Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So every time they're live, we're going to be covering them on this channel. Make sure you subscribe for that. But we got a battle heads up here.
Oh, nice.
Between Mark and CBKME. 3-bet bluff with the ace-5.
Well, you think maybe Daniel or Doug's watching this stream right now? It's like, let me pick up some heads up tips from Mark Herman, CBKME. They're like, you know what? Maybe our GTO strategy is not working. Let's pick up some of these street poker moves.
So a couple things we're going to see here heads up. First of all, this is a pretty deep heads up match, but anything can happen. They're both over 40 big blinds. You're rarely going to see the button fold. Button's probably going to fold their bottom 3% of hands, like 3 deuce off, 7 deuce off. That's it. If you have 10-4 off, you got to play it on the button. Heads up, there's nowhere to hide. You can't be tight. So like this on the button, 8-3 suited, definitely going to be a play here.
Yeah.
Ooh, uses a limping strategy, 40 big blinds effective.
Queen Jack's probably going to bump it up. Definitely a hand strong enough to get worse hands they're going to limp call. Hands like Jack 5, Queen 4, whatever. These hands might limp call. This price, 8-3 suited, I'm coming along personally. It's only 1.5 big blinds more roughly. You got a lot of stacks to play for. You got the position. You don't love the hand, but you love the price.
Yeah, the price is really good. In position matters a lot in heads-up poker. The Mark flops second pair here. We're going to probably see a mix of checking or small betting here on this board.
Yeah.
There is the check.
I think the standard is to check. The only reason you'd bet this flop, I guess, is if you just think you'd fire all your air. But, that's probably not the case. So there's the check. And I think at this point, you see the check. I go for some value soon. It looks like Mark's going to do one more check. And actually baits his opponent to bet with absolute garbage. So I think the standard is to maybe bet the turn, but if you're going to bait your opponent to bet hands this week, no equity, just the perfect play.
Yeah, look at this. Very nice slow play here. And I think he might get another bluff. I mean, we bluffed the turn. I don't think we're going to check back 8-high very often. I think Mark's played this very well. He's probably going to get another bluff here. And once we check flop and check turn, Queen Jack is just like a fist pump bluff catcher here. We block Jack 9, we block Ace Jack, we block King Jack. So we're going to find a check call here, and Mark's going to feel pretty good about himself.
Yeah, and you're right about your opponent is going to take that other step. He's just, I don't want to show down this A-high. gonna go for it. Maybe his opponent would have a tough hand if he had like ace-7, 7-8, pocket 8s, pocket 9s. They probably would fold to river bet, given the run out. The 10 would be very scary. And it's a check raise all in. Screw the check call. Let's turn my hand into a bluff. Oh my God.
Wait. What? What is this, Randy? This is
a street poker. You know, Daniel and Doug Polk need to watch these guys play. This is way more fun to watch.
That is such a weird hand to turn into a raise, because are you now trying to get a better hand to fold?
He's trying to get the best of both worlds. He's like, well, if you're bluffing, I win it anyways, but I'm also going to get your one pair of hands to fold. It was such a crazy play. This thing, I'm thinking of there. You know what? Think about this though, Kevin. Can CBK actually have a strong hand there because he just limp called pre-flop? Because maybe he's thinking, look, if you had two broadways, you would have raised pre-flop. So you can never have two pair. You just have one pair almost 100% of the time.
That was a wild hand to use as a raise on the river, and it works. Mark in the lead. Okay, he opens the 6-5. I love this 3-bet from 6-4. Nice little hand uses a 3-bet, and CBKME's got some fight. We got a battle here. These two are the ones that deserve to get heads up. They were definitely the most willing to take some interesting lines, some wide 3-bets, and here we go. This is proof that aggression in No Limit Hold'em is still key.
Yeah, that's such a crazy hand. I bet you your mind's like exploding right now. Like, what's going on?
Over the queen jack?
Like, you're giving all your insights, right? And this Mark Herm's like, nah, I'm gonna find a new play for Kevin Martin to think about. And this is actually an action board, right? Open and a straight draw, 2 pair.
This could be a big one. CBKME just goes for the slow play, and I think Mark is going to fire here. You got such a good bluffing hand. You got 7 high, but you got good equity. Here is the second barrel. And I think on a dry board against a player as crazy as Mark, I think we're just going to see the slow play. I don't think we're going to see a raise here. We're just going to see the call. There it is. And let's see if Mark follows through with the all-in on the river. There it is.
Wow. All the chips just sent over there. Perfectly played by CBK. There's no reason to raise when your opponent's just bluffing all the time. You're going to get all the chips in against a good hand. Like ace is going to pay you off, but you know what? The 6-7 offsuit is going to pay you off too, right? They're just going to ship all the chips in there. And CB, just Mark Herm's on tilt. 35 big blinds. I'm all in base 4. This is so sick. We haven't even played that much heads up.
That hand was beautifully played by both players. I love that the queen 5 just check call, and I love that Mark triple barreled to the 6-7. It's one of your most natural bluffs there with the equity. So I think both played it really well. And the advantage, the stacks have flipped. The Canadian player could be our new Battle of Malta champion.
I can't believe CBK is now the chip leader already. It's just been so fast, and these guys play so fast. There's just so much street poker going on right now, Kevin. Like, this is gonna be fun.
This has been a pleasant final table to cast. There's been some unusual plays. I'm gonna say they've been unusual. Not all of them have been perfect, but far be it from me to criticize these great results that these players are having. Just some unconventional stuff that you can't find in too much training material. Like, look at this little min click with King 6.
Nice. They play so fast too, man. Look at, you saw how fast the pocket fours is shipping. CBK is like, look, I've been battling you throughout this final table. I know what you're doing, and he's just like, I'm gonna slow play at the right times and put the aggression on you at the right times. And he's got 2 queens now, and Mark Herm just keeps losing chips right now.
Yeah, advantage for the Canadian player. Another 3-bet. Probably just gonna get a fold here. No, Mark's probably a little bit frustrated.
But you never know, right? You never know, Kevin. So how much are we playing for right now in this heads-up match?
We're playing for a chunk. You can see the payouts there. We're playing for a lot. First place, 276,000. Second place, both players have guaranteed 190K. No talk of a deal. So we're playing for what? What's my math on that? $85,000 heads-up match. Big difference between first and second. Obviously, both these players have used their aggression to bag a big score. And look at this, okay? CBKME turns the backdoor spades.
Yeah, so he just floated that flop, yeah? Oh, wow. Now's the time to bet. Like, they just keep trying to trap each other. This is... the Queen 7 is going to call again, and... it's going to be an interesting river coming up, I'll tell you that.
Pretty good card for Mark Herm. Does the Canadian player go for it here on the river? Does not. Checks it back. I kind of like that. Don't really want to bluff spades on the river on a card that probably makes your opponent 2-pair. So you don't have to bluff every river. I like the check there. Really well played from the Canadian player, but nice pot for Mark.
You got to be feeling this Canadian guy. Like, he's representing Canada pretty good right now. But Mark's not done yet, I'll tell you that. He's still got 36 big blinds. He's got King 10 suited just shipping, and he's done. He's like, I'm just going for it.
A big shove pre-flop with the King 10. 40 blinds is effective. It's pretty wild that he found the 3-bet rip there. Ooh, pretty coolery flop here. Both players flop a good top pair, which in heads up is very nutted. We could see a sizable pot here.
Yeah, and knowing these two guys, man, CBK might even go for a check raise and just get all of the chips in. It's a lot of chips to play for, but the way these two guys have been playing, it wouldn't surprise me if they somehow get all of the chips. And it's a big check raise. Mark Herm is finished on his hand unless he can hit a 10, because I don't see him folding.
Yeah, this could actually be it. We could see a final hand here. Battle of Malta, event number 7. Mark just kind of unlucky here. Drawing to 3 tens. There it is. It's half his stack is in the middle. Surely it all gets in now. He's not going to do this and then fold.
Of course not. And, you know, CBK can represent the 6-7 still. At this point, I would still jam with the King 8 because your hand's still vulnerable. There's the all-in call. I can't believe it might be over.
Needs a 10 for the Brazilian player, Mark Hearn. Oh, some opportunities now, a 5 or an 8. The river card is the 6, and that is it. We have a champion. Congratulations to CBKME. A little winner's ceremony here. Boom. The Battle of Malta champion. Wow. Randy, what a final table we saw here today. That was unbelievable. Mark Hearn drove a lot of the action. He gets second place for his efforts, a big score, but the day goes to the Canadian player. $277,000 and a Battle of Malta championship. Wow, talk to us. That was some action we saw today. That wasn't a normal poker game.
This was a good final table today, right? It was all Mark Hearn throughout the final table, but at some point, the guy who came in the chip lead, CBK, was like, I've had enough of you. He started 3-betting him. He started flatting him. They started bluffing each other throughout everyone else was just slowly waiting each other out. They trickled away, but we forgot about them because it was just these two guys battling heads up throughout the whole final table while there's other players. Eventually, they did get to heads up, and that heads up match was wild, right? Those two guys were just 3-bet, jamming crazy hands, bluffing, calling, slow playing. It was amazing heads up. It is so fast. Wow, it's so sick, Kevin.
That was a lot of fun. Congratulations to our champion. That was one of the most final tables I've ever seen. Just the amount of pure aggression as a poker fan and a poker player, to see the pure aggression win and the two most aggressive players win the most money was a lot of fun. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's check out the final result here. Let's go to the scoreboard and see exactly how much money was handed out here today. Here are your final results. The Canadian player representing my own country, CBKME, is your winner. No deal was made. Mark Hearn made a lot of fans today for second place. The Israeli player got third, and then the cash, as you can see there. Tough final table for Ding Hang Yu, who came in with second amount of chips, but an amazing final table. Congrats to all the winners, and let's take a look at the schedule. We got more Battle of Malta coming up. This series is going on GGPoker. If you guys want to play some poker tournaments, these are good options. Here's the Battle of Malta schedule right here. You can see coming up, we got the mini main event, and then you got the side events going on all this week. Great action on the GGPoker client if you guys want to play some poker. And my goodness, Randy, this was a lot of fun. I think we're going to be back next week, actually, for another final table. I believe we're going to be back next Saturday with the mini main final table. If you guys enjoyed that, the best thing you can do is just subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's so much coverage on this YouTube channel. And there we go. Me and Randy will be back November the 21st to cover the mini main event. I hope it can live up to the hype that today brought.
I hope so too. Right?
Let's go back to the full screen cam here.
I'm hoping Mark Herb and CBK, they just somehow make another final table, get to the end. We are going to feature that. It's been a lot of fun, Kevin, man. Like Mark Herb, a second place. When I commentated on him in the 10K, you know what? He got second place as well. He cruised through the final table. It's the same as it's almost a replay. This guy's so crazy. He played crazy hands then. He played crazy hands today. He did get second place. CBK did get it done. You know, that's the thing. He adjusted really well throughout this final table, right? Because CBK was like, he tried to attack him. Then he realized this guy's multi-barrel bluffing all the time. Just slow play that queen 5. That's the hand that actually cruised him to probably the top spot. Because imagine some people, inexperienced, they got 2 pair, they check raise all on the turn, like, okay, enough money's in there, let's just protect his hand, and he would have got a fold from the open in the straight draw that would have bluffed it off. It was amazing, Kevin. I'm so happy to be back with you. And again, like you said, next week we do it again.
Next week, the mini main final table. Great action, aggressive action today. This was a treat. My name is Kevin Martin. This is Randy, Nanonoko, Lou, poker legend. And we'll be back next week. If you guys want to follow the YouTube channel and subscribe, there's so much content. More heads up next week for Doug and Daniel. And then more Battle of Malta next Saturday. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. And good luck on the tables. For us, good night. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Pocket 6 has got to go for it, and we have what I like to call a fake flip.
Fake flip, yeah, but hey, man, is this our first blood? We've handed out the weapons. Can the King 9 hit a pair to knock out our first player? No, oh my God.
Quad 6s.
The armor is so strong, Kevin. And you got hit the full house.
The River King's Fall, that is sick. Sickness indeed. Pocket 6s stay alive.
You just flick it in? I mean, you got so many chips.
Yeah.
What's the problem, right?
Got a call here with the 7s. We have a flip. Could this be our first blood? Pocket 7s holding. We need an ace or queen for the Chinese player, or else we have our first kill. It is.
Oh, did he bink it? No, he did not. It looked like an ace coming.
3 is no good. GG. We have our first elimination. We have a ladder, Randy. Someone got knocked out.
Yeah, let's go. Good luck, automobile.
Live cards are live. Queens and 4s. Oh no, that's gonna end it.
10 ball. Okay, never mind. Dead.
GG to automobile. Came with the short stack. Did get the 1 ladder. Perhaps could have taken an earlier spot to give themselves a chance. Well, I think that's good for it. Ding Hang Yu needs to hit a 3. I don't think any 3s were dead. I think they're all alive. That is pretty much the end. Good game. The Israeli player with stacks now. Chinese player. Tough final table for Ding Hang Yu. He might not have won a pot. Maybe he won
some big hands. Still gonna go in. Sushi Lover is in trouble. He needs to spike that ace.
Yeah, it's just too good to pass. He's going to have about 33% equity here. He's looking for the ace or some spades.
Ooh, that
it's 50-50 now. Rick turn. Looking for a spade, ace, or 9.
Oh my God, he missed.
And that is a GG for Sushi Lover. I like how he played the short stack. A little bit of Mark has passed on some pre-flop spots, but this is obviously a snap. Pair over pair. Can he do it again? Can he find the 2-outer?
Justice, right? That's justice. He's got his chips back. You're like, wow, you know, that's got to be a little bit of a roller coaster for our Taiwanese player, right? Like, he's like,
this is with the club are in a great spot. Sure enough, shove call. It's a 10 or a 4 here. Pretty bad beat. Great just call pre-flop with the aces as you pointed out, Randy. Played it very well. And the river.
Oh, you could not do that. Terribly played aces pre-flop. This is why you don't slow play aces. Different scenario now. Tall Togs, he's the shortest stack. He might feel a little bit desperate, and I can't believe Mark Herm. He's probably gonna win a bunch of chips here. It's dodge the 6, the deuce, the 5.
Opportunities 5, 5, 6, or deuce. No, it is a brick. And just like that, a bloody battle indeed. Mark Herm is doing the river. There it is.
Wow.
Wow.
All the chips just sent over there. Perfectly played by CBK. There's no
It's half his stack is in the middle. Surely it all gets in now. He's not going to do this in the fold.
Of course not. And you know, CBK can represent the 6-7 still. At this point, I would still jam with the King 8 because your hand's still vulnerable. There is the all-in call. I can't believe it might be over.
Needs a 10 for the Brazilian player, Mark Hearn. Oh, some opportunities now, a 5 or an 8. The river card is the 6, and that is it. We have a champion. Congratulations to